Good evening, fight fans. You join myself and Michael Asilkalajade right now for the O2 Bill, the big domestic heavyweight clash between Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clarke. As we speak, we're in round 3 of flashy Ben Whitaker's bout on the undercard. He's looking like we've come to know him, Michael, right now.
Yeah, he's looking. The opponent he's fighting is kind of slick too, so they both appear to be playing the same game. Like one trying to trump the other in terms of like being showy, look the other way, like he's doing right now. It's really interesting, this style of fighting, because this kind of style worth me. Like, I was kind of like a workhorse in a lot of ways, so that a lot of guys couldn't get away with that because you make them work no matter what. They have to be responsible for every move they make, and that's why he's able to get away with it with guys until he gets with a guy that has his own strength and opinion, like his own mental strength and a real belief in himself. They will shut that down if they have that kind of firepower, of course.
Well, this guy Willins is Central Area champion, so he's a kind of, an area champion usually means you're a decent level pro without being a world beater as often as not. But I don't know if you've seen that slow-mo. There was a liver shot there from Ben Whitaker, that left hook to the body he landed. But he's cut as well, Willins, I noticed in that round. But he is landing, at least he is able to touch Whitaker. You see then he lands a jab and a right uppercut on that slow-mo.
Yeah.
Which looks right. Go.
When he lets his hands go, it's very impressive. You know what I mean? I think that if he, along the line, something like this, sometimes it gets to be a habitual thing, and obviously, and it becomes like not an intentional thing. It becomes habitual or not even instinctual. It just becomes by habit. And sometimes those bad habits can expose you to things, but other times, depending on the level of fighter you're working with, it'll work. But you have to have a severe amount of confidence to use that against somebody like Beterbiev, for instance.
He landed a 1-2 there and a left hook from Willins. A lot of his opponents up to now, Whitaker, haven't been up too much and haven't been able to even find him with a shot. This guy at least has left his mark and landed shot. He landed a counter right hook there as well. Yeah. Initially, you were saying he was slick, and I was just watching it thinking, is he? Do you think so? But I see what you mean a little bit.
The thing is, Ben, when he gets hit, and when you hit a guy that's fancy like this, and then they mug and they do all those sort of things, that's certification that you hit them, that they felt you.
Say that, yeah.
So it should be the thing you do is follow it up. Don't let it deter you from punching again. You have to continue to hit them. And it's good.
By the way, I noticed we've got hardly any viewers, and I reckon that's because people expect us to be an hour later than this. I mean, obviously, it's a watch-along. It's a different remit. But initially, I advertised it as 9 p.m. Then I realised that the undercard... Sorry, never mind the undercard. I realised that the main event was starting much quicker than I thought it was. I spoke to Robert Hodgins, who's Fabio Wardley's trainer, and asked him when their ring walk is, and he said, we've been told 8:30 p.m., which, is for you, that would be 3:30 p.m.
Yeah. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we go on their style first? Whose shorts do you like better?
Well, sartorial things do matter, I think. I mean, people always used to say, the old schoolers, Michael, who hate Ben Whitaker anyway, when you talk about such things like shorts and attire, they'd be like, you're not in there for a fashion show, son. But I'm sure from the Elajide gospel...
But it's an expression of your personality. That's what it is.
I'm sure in the Elajide gospel of boxing, that is absolute anathema. You'd be like, no, it's all about your spirit and how you feel. If you feel good and you feel you're expressing something organic, which is you're going to communicate better with that, from those limbs to those fists and, But so anyway, in answer to your question, if I was going to wear either of those, probably Whitaker's, I guess.
Yeah, you would go with the red with the flames. I don't like the lace up the sides thing. I don't know. For some reason, that doesn't do anything.
Tassels.
Yeah, no, they're not really tassels. I think they're more frills.
Okay, we're getting into the minutiae of ring fashion now.
No, not the minutiae at all. I used to wear tassels on my shoes, and they don't look like that.
Basically, what you're saying is, listen, son, I'll show you tassels. Don't talk to me about tassels. That's what you're saying.
These are frills. They're frilly.
Well, there's no frills.
I like the flames. You know what I do like? I like is that I don't know. Is it an Asian script across the shorts? I don't know what it says, but. Is it some Japanese, Chinese? I'm not sure, but It seems like it's an Asian script there going on.
Maybe so. Listen, in the meantime, it looks like Willings is at least giving Whitaker something of a fight on this.
He's got really good head movement.
Yeah,
he's pretty slick. He's. I mean, I like his defensive ability. He moves his head well. He doesn't get hit clean. This is a step up for. I mean, I've seen Whitaker only once before through highlights. There's the G-man. There's the G-man.
Gate crash the thing.
Hey, Alan K. Bronson, what's up?
What are you saying, handsome?
He's not called Alan K. Bronson for a start. Let me get that nice and sparkling clear. That's Gary Stretch.
Yeah.
I was in a chip shop years ago and someone said to me, "Did you used to be Gary Stretch?" I said, "That used to be me, yes."
You know, the chip shops in England are like the barber shops over here in the States, right?
The thing is, I'll be honest with you. When I didn't know Gary, but I'd heard about the chip shop rumors, I thought that is a load of nonsense. There's no way on earth that happened. Knowing Gary a little better as I do and his acerbic personality, I now have no doubt that the whole issue. I have no doubt whatsoever. He pushed his way to the front of the queue, demanding Codro and Scampi right now. Make it snappy. Don't you know who I am? That is
Michael, I think this is a reaction to the results last night that pushed me further to the league.
We're not really talking about that right now, Gary. That's a conversation. That's a conversation.
I even picked the round.
We could have at a later point.
I even picked the round for Pitbull. What round was it?
You had a blinder, and you're still not finished yet, Gary, because you're on Wardley tonight. But listen, what I will say, jokes aside, did you hear what this lunatic was trying to? He was trying to lobby the committee, whoever he thinks that is. He was trying to get it overturned because he was like, it was the cut that did it. It shouldn't count. Now, normally you'd be joking, but with the Silk, he's not even joking. He hates being wrong that bad.
I know.
No, that wasn't the point at all. That was obviously and absolutely. I mean, look, they stopped fights on smaller cuts than that. That thing was like,
But they thought he was going to win, and he didn't.
And you know what, Gary? I said, what about when Mayer got robbed by Jonas and I had to swallow the loss? He said, oh, totally different, he said, which, come on. Man.
I said totally different because you don't mind swallowing. I'm not about that. I'm just saying.
That's why it's different, because it's me. Okay.
And I heard that Fedora ran a lot for that fight and that Tazoo was doing all kinds of arm exercises in the gym.
Do you know what it was, Gary? It was the good old height advantage and a reach
advantage. It definitely wasn't running, I tell you that.
Gary, it was height advantage and re-advantage. Wait, and the jab. Height advantage, reach advantage, and the jab. Three things which he is a denier of.
Yes. So let me ask you a quick question, Ben. Do we have the link for the fight?
Oh, for God's sake, you're telling me you haven't even got that? We're watching it.
No, all my links didn't work, and I was rushing to get here, and I couldn't. So
right,
whatever. Well, I got put it on my phone.
You're Russian.
Right? It works. It works. It works for all of us.
But you're Russian. I thought you were Bulgarian.
What did you send it on my phone, Ben?
It's what I'm going to have to do. Michael, listen, do me a favor. Keep talking about the Whitaker fight that's in the ring. I'm going to send Gary the thing now, okay? I'm coming off it again. I'm going to send it to your phone.
On the WhatsApp, you sent me the undercard.
Okay, let him talk, Gary.
Hang on, Ben. Ben, hang on. Let me see. You've sent me something.
You've got crack streams.
All right, come on. We got to talk about the fight.
We have,
Whitaker's coming on and throwing combinations. He's touching him up to the body. He's looking for a shot. He's jamming uppercuts. The kid's coming back and just nailed Whitaker with a beautiful left hook. Whitaker's dropping his hands right in front of him.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to be careful because
yes, I'm turning it off.
Yeah. By the way, Michael, be careful with doing blow by blow commentary because if you're out of sync with what people are watching on TV, it doesn't make sense. We've got to be a bit more general in our overview of it because remember what happened last time.
Okay. Well, anyway, Whitaker had a good round. He opened up the kid's cut again, which is.
There's Florian Marco in the dressing room warming up with a skipping rope in the dressing room.
See, and skipping is better than running. You guys don't want to agree.
We established that, didn't we?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but you guys are like complete, like real old school. In fact, if you guys ran, you'd prefer to run in your dress shoes than real runners.
Listen, Michael, can't you see, though, I'm right in the middle. Half of me is old school and willing to believe some of that, but I'm very open to your suggestions. Whenever you turn something on its head and suggest that just because the greats did it or just because we've always done it doesn't mean we should, I'm open-minded like that. I mean, I'm in the middle, really, with that debate.
Yeah,
Montel Griffin just doesn't want to hear it at all. He can't read more than 2 lines, so he's not going to enter into an intellectual discussion.
You mean he can't or he can't? Which one?
Can't.
Okay, I thought so.
Okay, round 5. Sorry, 6.
Freeze frame.
Yeah, he's coming out nice. I mean, he's making the fight, but this kid is catching him with good shots. Like that right hand is straight. His basics is not. I wouldn't even say his basics. His fundamentals are really good. I'm surprised this kid's got ability.
Well, as I say, they have to step him up at some point. A guy like Whitaker, who's drawing a lot of attention. If he keeps mugging over really inferior opposition, it's not going to help him, and it's going to turn people off. So they have to step it up as he goes. And
what's this kid's record? Leon.
I don't know. You could do some research if you fancied it.
That
would be okay.
Ben, you're the what do you call it, guy? Come on.
What size feet, Ben, does he have?
That was funny when you said that the other day. Yeah, it's like he went to nursery school. I know in the Lake District.
Okay, but you know what's really interesting about this? For Gary,
what side of the bed does he sleep?
For Gary, say something boxing wise, and Gary, and he'll correct you in a second. He'll snap at you. No, it's not that at all. I'm like, okay, so now
I've had a lot of abuse on this show from both of you, but I just swallow it.
Yeah, let's stick with the fight anyway. So, I mean, Whitaker is cruising this. He doesn't look in any particular trouble or pressure, but he's been given an argument at least, and the kid is making him put on a show. The cut that Willins had looks like it's been controlled innocuously as well, which is more than you could say for Tim Zoo's cut last night, where everybody in the business is universal did a horrendous job.
You know when you have the swabs, right? You have the cotton bud and then the stalk and then the cotton bud, right? It was so bad. They had three cotton buds together, and they were putting the stems, not the ends, on the cotton, like shaking, so like pushing, so rushed. They weren't even putting the swabs on. It was insane. I kept watching it very specific.
But you do understand that wood also has absorbency qualities. You're aware of that.
Yeah, but it was plastic.
Somebody seemed to think it was because they didn't want to pay for a cut man. Well, Frank Greaves, who's quite a good cut man over here, he said, "Put your hand in your pocket and get a decent cut man." That was his rhetorical advice to the Zoom.
Well, it certainly cost him a lot of money losing the title.
Yes.
So
Bar. Liam Willins is 7-1. I've got my mate David Stewart, former Southern Area champion and British title challenger, and former Repton boxer. He is doing the stats for us tonight because I can't do it.
Thank you very much.
Here's Raymond Hales, aka Michael Olajude's double.
That's my man right here.
Did we for the viewers? Did we give them a score up to date of predictions?
No, we don't need to do that right now. We're calling this fight. I think
let's just do that quickly, Ben, to get it off my chest.
Okay, so
I won't play music and dance like other people who've done that.
But you know what? First of all, before we go any further, let me just say that last night was a freak. Like that was, Gary. I can't even believe you claimed that one as a victory.
It
was an elbow. It was an elbow.
What about Pitbull?
I call Pitbull too.
I
call Pitbull.
Yeah, he called that.
Yeah, okay, sorry, but I even get picked around.
Yeah. It had to be one of them, Gary. But
what round was it, Ben? Can you refresh my memory?
Well,
the eighth.
What did I say? Do you want to run the tape back?
The only time you've ever said eighth is when you're talking to your drug dealer, mate.
I don't do that.
No, I'm only joking. I don't want to start any malicious.
No, I don't call 8 balls. I only do a gram.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. It just came to me in a flash.
Wait, 8 balls.
I've slowed down, Ben. I don't do 8 balls anymore. Just do a gram in.
Gary, I was only thinking of an eighth of hash like they used to do back in the day. You know what I mean?
I thought they
Henry the Eighth.
And stay on for the weekend.
Yeah.
8 balls. I mean, what were you in, an orgy?
Well, yes. There we go again. But let's get to that one, Ben.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, this kid is he just he may have been stung a little bit of right hand against the ropes, right?
Yes, exactly.
No,
Nice to know we're on the same page on the frame. Yeah, he's been hit again with the right hand.
Yeah, and I like the way Whitaker is punching around his guard. He's not trying to force through it. That's an intelligent, that's fistic intelligence.
Yeah. That was cool as well when he threw the right hand and put his elbow there to hold him up and then throw another shot.
Mm-hmm.
This kid looks like he wants it to be stopped now.
He's on the way out a little bit. He's taking shots and tucking up, not firing back.
Yeah, when you do that and just shut down, and he looked like you know what happens often. He get mad at himself because he's about to swallow.
Yeah. I think personally, the guy just went into defense, like he just went into his shell. I don't think he's ready to quit yet. I think he's still got a lot of fire, and I think he can mount an attack if he does something now a little bit more complex. From the body up to the head, I think he could do something.
I said the next big flurry of Whitaker, the kid will quit.
You think so?
Yeah.
The referee, incidentally, is Sean McAvoy, who's a young man that I know quite well. I knew him before he was a referee. He's a nice fella, a good ref. So let's see if he feels the need to intervene, as Gary suggests.
Yeah, this kid's got very good defensive attributes. Obviously, it's hard for him to pick up the punches at the last second because of Whitaker has a different way. His timing is different, and the way in which
he's going the distance, it's an 8-rounder. He's looking like.
What round are we in, Ben? He's joined late.
Whitaker just ate a right hand and a left hook and a double left hook.
Oh, and then he fell over with the next follow-up shot.
What round are we in, Ben? Because I joined late.
Round 7.
7, okay.
It should say that on the screen, mate.
Not on my screen. I don't have a good TV.
Oh, sorry. It comes and goes. It comes and goes.
Nice.
He's still firing back, and he's taking the piss a little bit himself on the robs. There's a 7. It looks like he's going to be the first guy to take Whitaker the distance. I don't believe he's been the distance up to now. I could be wrong.
Well, the cornermen are giving him his advice. One of the things that always frustrates me about boxing is you never get a chance to hear the corners. It's just absolutely insane that they don't talk about that. You can't hear the cornerman giving you advice. That is predicting. That's where the fight's going. That's predetermining the direction of it. It's crazy. I don't understand why they don't. It's simple as it
was interesting last night. One of the fights, if you remember, the corners had him telling him he'd won, and he was 7 rounds behind.
Mendoza. And Bohuchuk.
One of the fights, yeah. One of them fights, it was like you've breezed it. And he went out and had an easy round and lost by about 8 rounds.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be. No, sorry, that was probably Julio Cesar Martinez and Cordova.
That kid looked amazing. The big, tall, skinny kid. What was his name, Ben? The fight before the main event.
Sandy Lara.
No, the other one, the tall, skinny kid who fought. He fought the tough kid who hung in there.
That was what the Ukrainian.
Yes,
that was the first fight. It wasn't before the main event. That was the first thing that was on.
So he was a good fighter, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I thought
he was predictable myself.
He was effective.
Is this the last round of this fight?
Yes.
All right. Because Whitaker's, he's in and out, backing out, and he's not looking to really exchange or try to get him out there to keep his not undefeated, but his
KO record
intact.
Talking about
records before, but I don't think so.
So he definitely is respecting Leon. You know what I mean? The respect is there. You can't say anything else because
he's not looking for the stoppage now.
Yeah,
he switched off.
Yeah. Wonder what it says on the shorts. Can you read that, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that you spend time in Japan, right? Yeah. There you go. So what you were saying before, it doesn't quite match to Japanese, but maybe you could read those shorts for us next time.
It says at the end of this fight, let's discuss your predictions that were
and the table of excellence in order.
Hey, Repton, yes, definitely this is an 8-rounder.
Yeah.
Nice short right hand there. Those kinds of shots, they rattle a brain, but it's wild how they don't have the same, like, the shots in the temple, just like your equilibrium, your balance goes off. But sometimes you get hit with them and it just doesn't. And
certainly something rattled your brain along the way, along that hard road of a career. No question of that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear what you were about to say either.
No. So don't even bother with that bit.
Makes me
Whitaker. With a bit of rope would open the corner.
You know what's funny? Tell me about this, Mike. This is an interesting issue. You see kids having a final rally because there's like 2 minutes left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they do extremely well. And then I say to myself, why didn't they do that for the other 8 rounds?
Yes.
It's crazy, and they really do well when they go offensive and push the more dominant fighter backwards, and all of a sudden you get a fight, and you say, why didn't you do that for 8 rounds before?
I think they're afraid of getting out, Gary. I think they're emptying the tank, knowing that they're going to be okay at that point. I guess.
One thing that fighters should always understand, and I know it's hard for a lot of people to get this concept, when you empty the tank, it always fills back up.
That's what Ray Leonard said. Every fight's a 1-rounder. Go to exhaustion, recover.
Exactly.
Go to exhaustion, recover. That's condition is recovery.
Yeah,
60 seconds is actually quite a long time when you're a fit combat athlete.
You go to exhaustion, 3 minutes, and recover, and condition is the speed you recover.
Agreed. Yeah.
And that was exactly my point of when I was discussing running. And
yeah. I know, yeah.
Ben, being so facetious today. This is unlike you.
Yes, it is, isn't it? I'm normally so subordinate and sort of polite, yeah.
And a plum.
Yeah, that's a rather soft pejorative in our native cut tongue. Yes, correct.
Okay. So are we going to predict?
Mate, Gareth A. Davies there next to Adam Smith.
Yeah.
Is anyone predicting this fight? Like what the outcome is going to be?
I wonder who the experts are on today.
In terms of the main event, do you think? Hillsprint's a great.
I don't know who.
Who are the bookies betting, Ben?
What the main event? Wardley is the favourite, interestingly.
And is that the guy that I want?
No,
you're on Clarke.
Jonathan said hill sprints are great for building stamina in a boxing ring. What do you think, Ben?
Absolutely true.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
But where have you? Like you have the hills of Dover. Have you ever been there? That's how you guys can run.
The White Cliffs of Dover, you mean?
Yeah.
Hills, the cliffs. Yeah, I think you should go for a very long run thereabouts in that vicinity. Knock yourself out. Go the extra mile, Silk.
A long walk off the Dover. Take a long walk off a shore pier. I get it.
You got it. There's the reference.
That's what you were looking for. No, but Hillwork is great. Hillwork is great. Absolutely. Up to all these opinions. So he won. So the kid won.
Of course he did. It would be a massive turn up if he lost. He's not supposed to lose yet. Of course he won.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he's going to be is he a standalone figure for you? Is he someone who can eventually pack the house by himself as a main event?
I think so, yes, because he has a pretty phenomenal social media following, which is a big deal today. It's important today.
Record, Ben?
Huh?
What's his record today?
7-0, I think now, I believe.
What weight?
EKB says that Gary has the right to claim Fundara. I just don't see that, Ellen. I don't see it. I don't see
Gary. Only Gary can do that. Be like, I'll just have the other guy go on. Then I'm already in the lead. Then he wins.
I know. I said to you, I felt he's so tall. If he didn't make a crazy mistake, very difficult to fight someone that big. If they use the jab and
Gary, no, Gary, come on. Did you see the first 2 rounds of that fight?
I did.
Okay, and in that first 2 rounds of that fight, was that kid not getting dominated?
Let me ask you a question, Silk.
No, don't ask me a question.
Let me ask you a question, my
first
brother.
Answer the question, my good
brother. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen fights where it starts a little rocky and then they work it out?
Yeah. It was only 2 rounds, to be fair, Michael. I agree with you.
Okay.
Massively fight-changing incident.
Yeah,
I
Well,
agree.
you know what? You know what I say?
Have you never seen a fight? No. Have you never seen a fight where a guy gets beat for 2 rounds and then gets his ass beat for the next 10 rounds as well?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you a question. It's part of the game of boxing. You get cut. You get dropped. You have some adversity, right? And you have to adjust. So he got cut and he couldn't deal with it. I've seen many fighters with worse cuts win. So
it was pretty bad, but
it was bad, but it was it's part of the game.
That cut is plastic surgery. That's not just a healing thing.
I've had an idea, you know. We should actually all do this show in barristers' wigs with like a fake court backdrop behind us, because we are quite solicitor-like, or lawyer-like. Let me ask you something, Michael. Now, have you ever seen, in theory, this scenario unfold? Please just answer the question. This would be funny if we did it like legal kind of.
I would say, Michael, if you look at chapter 8, verse 7, paragraph 8b,
that would be biblical.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of fighters with lots of bad cuts and they win. So, it's part of the game. If he's going to be a elite world champion, he's going to deal with it.
No, I can't believe he wanted to overturn Gary.
That's one of the things. That's why I believe that his father, for instance, could have made a difference if you were training him, because I would think he would have the experience of that.
I tell you where the promoters and the corner, they were obviously in favor of Tszyu, right? Because
Zoo. It's a silent T.
It's Tszyu. The T is silent.
Costa Tszyu, yeah. So that's his dad. So they were obviously in favor to let the fight go, because a lot of other fighters they would have stopped, right? So if they were smart and he had the first 2 dominant rounds, they should have let him get past the 4th, stopped it on the cut. It would have gone to points and he would have won.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. I didn't understand why they.
Let him get through the 4th and then say, let's call it now, and they got a point and he wins. So there was incompetence in Tszyu's corner throughout the whole fight. That was the first mistake they made. The second mistake they made, absolutely diabolical treatments of the cut. And also, I didn't see that the father should have said, or whoever's in the corner said, you're getting beat. I heard some corner work. You're getting beat. You've got to either go out on your shield or you're losing the fight. The back half of the fight, the kid that just stole every round from him.
Yeah,
busy.
Even then, even myself, I'm still not sure that he took every single round. Like the one time they had him win up 4 rounds, like he took 4 straight rounds. That's ridiculous.
But Michael, you're only talking about Joe Goosden's unofficial card. That's all you're talking about. It's not the official card.
I don't care if it's an unofficial card or not. I'm just saying, obviously,
but it has no bearing.
The judges obviously thought the same thing. Like I didn't see it being. It wasn't a runaway fight like that.
Well, it was only by 2 points.
No, but
never mind Goosden's unofficial card.
Yeah, he won the fight, the kid, no question. He outpointed him. But I didn't see a lot of. I didn't see Tszyu push and push. He kind of breezed through it, and
well, I think the hardest part of it was watching this kid execute, and he wasn't articulating his fists. Like I'm like, how are you going to hit a man with the best shot you can if you're not articulating your fists? Now you can get away with what you get away with, and that's good with reflex. But there comes a time when you fight somebody and they have a particular style that you need to be like very accurate and very purposeful for. And one of the shots that will always hit that kid Fundora is a left hook. Always, because he stands very tall. He maybe pulls back, but he doesn't duck, doesn't get under shots.
He's a southpaw too.
Yeah, and he's a southpaw, so it's perfect for a left hook lead. And there's no way. And every time he threw the left hook, he fell short because one, he didn't step in with it, and he threw it like this. He threw like that Russian left hook, like whatever it is, when they turn the hand and they throw it, and it's like an arm extension. It's not a real hook. Like
everything you're saying, Silk, is exactly what Pitbull did. He just went out right hand, left hook, and he knew a matter of time before he caught him.
Exactly. It was just, And so the palm of the fist has got to face you on that point of impact. And if you do that, you will connect with the head. And if you connect with the head, like it's over. That's all he had to do. But he couldn't do that because he kept throwing it like this and he kept on like that.
Bivol does that too, Michael. Bivol does that as well. They turn it over like that. And Golovkin used to do it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. The great left hookers have it facing like that. That's why they do it.
And now, listen, we have a slight break in the fight, so let's talk about the predictions and what the scores are right now.
Okay, let's do it. Don't interrupt them, Michael.
Oh
Let me do it. So, Gary,
you flogging a dead horse over here.
Can you go into the WhatsApp group because it's in there, Gary? Because I believe
I'm 11-4.
No, I thought you're 12-4, aren't you?
You're 12-4. Silk is 9-4, and you're.
How do I lose? How do I lose wins?
You've got it wrong, Gary. If you're not going to go to the WhatsApp group, I'll do it from memory.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Go to the last one.
He's like taking away my wins. Are you kidding me?
Okay, WhatsApp group, Ben.
By the way, Sarge.
Okay, Gary 13-4, Silk 11-5. Sugar is 11-9.
Yeah.
You're almost 50-50, Ben.
11-9, 13-4.
By the way, Sarge, can I just clear something up? Sarge, you telling us that Whitaker got taken the distance. Have you not got the concept of this watch along? We're watching the fights, mate. We know that because we're watching it. That's the whole point of this. So there's no need to tell us, Sarge, what ring walks are starting. You haven't got what this is all about, have you? We are watching it, mate. And we are providing your alternative commentary and illuminating discussion. I'm a very tolerant person, aren't I?
Who is he?
Sarge, he's a good friend.
Yeah,
that's why I'm talking to him like that.
Stop shouting at him.
I know. I'm not very tolerant. You must have figured
He was actually being kind in case you didn't know, Ben.
So he listened to him.
Let's shouting is Ben's way of eloquence.
He thought we were watching Clarke Wardley.
He thought we were waiting for it. Oh, bless him. We're watching.
So now, can we have an apology, Ben?
Because you guys weren't talking about the fight on the screen. I was, and so he was confused because you guys were meandering in your conversation, and I was very direct. I would go to the fight. So
it's all good. Look, it's all good. It's all good.
So, boxer size. What is it? SA1 boxer size.
His name's Sarge. His name's Sarge Ali.
Sarge, forgive Ben. He's a rude CUNT, and but he's just a passionate man. Ben doesn't suffer fools. Of course, you're not.
The way you said Sarge, that was really good. I reckon you could get an audition in the bill.
Yeah.
Next time.
I'd rather not.
It's over.
News this now. Look at this. They've got another glass of milk doing this, doing these announcements. Another he wants to. His life. He wants to be. What's the name?
Max Headroom.
No, the other fella. The classic one.
Jimmy Lennon Jr.
No, the number one, Michael Buff.
Oh, Michael Buff
looks like a young Michael Buff in the making.
He's a nice enough fella. I've met him at press conferences and stuff, and he's a young guy. You know, he's a young, enthusiastic American kid.
Why do they have fire coming out of the thing?
It's probably I don't know.
Who's this walking in front of him?
In front of Marco?
Yeah.
It's got Marco on mine.
No, there's a guy walking out in front doing all kinds of weird.
I like the guy in red with the Thunderbird on.
It was the guy who's now holding the flag. He was in the front doing all this kind of weird stuff.
Marku. Yeah. Is that Marku?
Yeah.
Marku.
So what fight is this, Ben?
This is Marco versus Chris Congo.
And who's going to win this?
I don't know, but Chris Congo is trained by my friend Barry Smith.
Now wait a minute, Gary. Why was you asking?
What about there's another good fight, right? The tough light heavyweight, right? Just before
we've had that. That
who won that? How did he do?
Lawal and you mean Lawal and Riley?
No, the caveman.
Babbage. That was on at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, mate. He won.
Oh, he won. Okay.
Yeah. Sarge will know. He'll tell us. We're all in the dark here, aren't we?
He's afraid to come on in case you give him abuse again. Nice man that you were so rude to.
Yes, it is Barry Smith in the corner. He just said, "Excuse me, is that Barry Smith?" I did say so, didn't I? Yeah. Yes, that's Barry Smith indeed. I know him well. Many happy moments. But Marker was trained by Grant Smith, who trained Sonny Edwards. Still trained Sonny Edwards.
What was his last fight? I remember, but I can't remember. What was his last fight?
Who?
Marku.
He's been out the ring a while, Gary. He's been inactive for a while.
But his last fight was quite a big fight, right? Or didn't he lose one?
He had a controversy a little while ago, but I would rather not go here. If we start being sketchy, that makes us look unprofessional. So I think we need to think about it first because I know he's been at the ring quite a long time. I believe somebody could probably check that, but Marker was sidelined with something.
No, but I don't think it's sketchy. I think that it's if you're not, I mean, not everybody's prepared or prepped for, for certain fights. We're not being paid to do a commentary. So, like, if they were going to pay me to do a commentary, I'd be well versed. But this is more of a dialogue, and you can. I think it's interesting when you break it down. There's quite a size difference in these two, right? Height and reach.
He's bouncing on his toes, Congo. But yeah, I mean, it's certainly from that camera angle, it looks that way.
So he's 14-2, Chris Congo.
What are the stats on this, Ben? I know you don't know, but he looks considerably bigger to me.
He's taller, but I think that camera angle's funny. I bet it doesn't look that way quite when they get in the ring. I bet you.
Well, he looks enormous, doesn't he?
There's Barry.
He's Chris Congo's trainer?
Yeah, the big guy. And that's Grant Smith, who trains Sonny Edwards and trains Dalton Smith, who just recently laid waste to Zapita with a body shot the other week. So
Florian Marku, he's 14-1, 13 wins, 8 by knockout.
He has one draw. So he's 14-0-1.
Oh, okay. And he's from England, this kid?
No, he's Albanian.
He's Albanian.
Name like Florian Marku, eh?
Okay.
I can't remember the big fight he had. It was very big fight.
So Ben, where's Chris Congo from? From the Congo?
I believe so. The former Zaire, yeah. No, he's a London lad.
Oh, okay. You see what I did there?
I did see what you did. It was quite brilliant.
Mm-hmm. You can't assume things. When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. You see what I did there, right?
Yes, that's another good one. Keep them coming, Silk. All right, so heading into round one. Marco is very aggressive. Congo is more of a boxer.
Ben, can you shed me some light? I know this is nothing to do with what we're doing, but where's the Conor Benn at now? I know the board turned him down.
The fight's
should we discuss that in between a round after the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold that thought, Gary. I'll give you an update.
Okay.
One of the worst things that can happen is before the bell rings and your corner man wants to hug you. I'm like, come on, get up the ring.
Had that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was my dad, but still.
Yeah.
I used to try and kiss the ring girls before the bell.
Oh, don't talk to me about ring girls.
I've never dated a ring girl, actually.
No, you never have?
I never.
Is there a way of telling how old they are?
I don't know.
Dating, I was just,
Oh, dating, come on. No, I never knew any of them. They used to come in before me and leave after me, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
I never used them because they used to knock them out every first round. It used to say seconds out, first and last round.
I was going to do a joke only with you as the fall guy, but you've ruined it now.
Yeah. Let's see how tall they are, Ben, when they stand up.
I told you. See, it's not as pronounced as it looked, is it, from that camera angle? Not
Well,
at all.
let's see.
Congo's got nice.
We're
long,
already way into
there's
it.
a lot of long, straight punches. That's really good. I like that. And you see the way he's keeping his left hand extended longer away from his face than his right. That's because he's measuring the distance. He used that left hand to measure the prod. Guys who keep those hands closer to their face are more competent defensively, I think. Yeah,
it's interesting. I mean, that extended, it's quite an amateurism. It's sort of like an Olympic kind of boxing style thing with the extended lead hand.
And the kid just knocked Congo on the head, the back of the head. He rapped on his back of his head twice, 3 times.
He's not above the old infringement of the rules, Marco. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. There's nothing like, you take it below the belt and that straightens everybody out real quick once they feel that.
Yeah.
You know what? You have to get them. You can't allow the.
What's funny? I got hit below the belt many times and it never hurt.
But look, you can't allow the ref. You can't allow the other fighter to continue to do illegal stuff to you, and you have to take it upon yourself because the ref isn't going to do it. Every fighter, when you get fouled, you give them one, but after that, no, you have to hit them back. You have to do something equal.
Yeah.
You have to chill them out because there's no way they'll run roughshod over you and they'll think you're soft. It is very primitive when you're in there,
No, you get one, you give one, yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Do you remember that book in Ring magazine they used to advertise called How to Use and How to Avoid Boxing's Dirty Tricks? Remember that?
Never saw it. Never saw it.
There was a whole series of them that you could order in theory.
Yeah. It just, sometimes like hitting them low isn't a fact that you just want to foul them. It's a fact that, I don't know, it's almost like you want them to experience pain because pain is the ultimate chill factor. You know what I mean? When a fighter feels pain, no matter how he feels it could be a punch in the face, hit him on the nose, whatever, hit him below the belt.
So,
in the kidney, whatever it is, you slow them down. You make them think all of a sudden. It's like, this person brought me pain. And that's kind of the purpose of it. It changes the fight. Because everybody, no matter who it is, when they feel pain, they start doing something different.
Yeah. So I did promise, didn't I, to give Gary an update on the Conor Benn situation, who is around this weight and his name has been thrown into the same mix as Congo and Marco at different times. So Conor Benn, the board and the national and the UKAD, the UK anti-doping, won their appeal against the lifting of his suspension, Gary, which means he ain't fighting here anytime soon. Right now, the board may ask for another hearing or a further explanation of how he came to fail those tests in the first place way back in October 2022. And technically, if they do impose a ban now, UKAD and the board, in conjunction with each other, he may have issues fighting under certain American licenses because they're supposed to honor it. He was licensed in America when his suspension was lifted. If there is you know what I mean? So it's different now. Things have changed.
And the Pacquiao fight has not been confirmed, right?
No, it hasn't. Not yet. No.
I suppose they wanted that in England.
Well, they probably wanted it in Saudi Arabia, but the board have sanctioned all those shows, haven't they, in Saudi so far? The board of overseen.
Okay, back to this fight. Thank you, Ben.
Well done.
There's still a lot of prodding.
I like.
He's gone southpaw, Marco.
Yeah, he keeps switching back and forth.
At the minute, I like the other kid.
Another shot in the back of the head. I'm a referee. 2 shots in the back of the head. I'm taking a point.
Bad. I hate that. That's pathetic.
Which one do you like, Gary? Black or white?
I like Congo at the minute.
Yeah.
I know he's not. It's a little under pressure at the minute, but I like his style. If he can not be overwhelmed and he should stand and get behind a solid long jab, and use his reach and his distance.
I think he's moving too much on this kid when he doesn't really have to.
Yeah,
he can make his presence felt.
He should give a little bit more,
Yeah.
If you move too much, sometimes you give a guy too much momentum.
Too much momentum, yeah, and also you put yourself under this pressure, you know.
Pressure, yeah, almost self-inflicted, yeah.
It's kind of like a dog. The faster you run away, the faster they run after you.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have to stand there first, and you have to, give them something to think about, and then you can start moving intelligently backwards the way you want to.
Yeah.
And then you can lead him into a false trap.
Yes.
Sugar Ray Leonard always says he got knocked down by Kevin Howard because he was moving too much at that moment.
Yeah.
I remember that right hand when he was ducking and jiving. Yeah.
And we lose, sometimes we don't put attention on the psychology of it. When you're letting the guy press you, they get more confident and more energy, you know.
It's tiring for him as well.
Yeah, you don't let him get that momentum and that mental edge on you. You got to.
And right now, I fear that he's letting Marco put a little bit too much pressure on him as early as round 2.
Yeah, because you've got to give him something to think about. You've got to, hit him with a nice shot.
And he just gave him something to think about. A nice right hand.
Yeah, I think like he must have heard us.
Yeah, give him something to think about, and then gives you a little bit more time.
One thing that always scores in boxing, that always seems to score, is aggressiveness to some point, right?
Yeah.
Even though they'll call it like they will always want effective aggressiveness, but the person that's always coming forward generally always gets the nod. Would you think?
If it's close, they'll give it the guys pressing the fight, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like that at all, but it's a reality. You deal with it. Yeah.
Because everyone considers it a fight, so they're expecting to see two guys fighting. If one guy's backing up, he's not willing to fight, is what they're thinking. But
I think if you're going to do that, you've got to put
the way you're finding like punching room. That's how your
strategy. If you are going to do it, I think you have to put on such a clinic like Ramirez kind of thing, or Willie Peak Performance, where people are so admired that they can't get anywhere near you, and then you will get away with it, but not if it's a bit closer and you're adopting that strategy. Jersey Joe Walcott, lost to Joe Louis. He beat him really, but they just didn't. Certainly not in 1948. They didn't want to give it to a guy who was backpedaling. 1947.
Yeah. Because in their primitive minds, it means he doesn't want to fight.
And I love some beautiful fighters who fight in the back foot. Counter punches, and that is a beautiful way to fight.
Yeah. They must want to see a certain type of fight. Like if two guys are going ahead like this, then it's always going to be at least an exciting fight or a clash. You know what I mean?
I think he's had some instruction in the corner because he seems like he's standing his ground now, doesn't he?
He is, and he's doing good work now, Congo.
Yeah.
Get busy, get serious, stay there a little bit more.
Yeah.
Stay in the center, get yourself
Yeah, and stick the jab out with a little bit of meaning behind it.
Yeah, and he's doing it.
And he looks good doing it.
Still comes forward, Marco, mostly with hooks.
It's frustrating.
One of the things about shorter fighters that I've always found works exceptionally well is hit him in the body. Short fighters are not used to going like everyone punches at a short guy's head.
Yeah.
Never take it to their body, but their body is always open and available. And I think it's one of the most effective things you can do because if they're not used to it, they're going to feel it in multiples compared to fighters that are used to getting hit in the body.
The referee Howard Foster was having a word with Congo about something there. I'm not sure what his
problem.
Holding.
I think not going to the body.
Yeah, he said, "Listen to the silk." God damn it!
Look at him now. He's doing exactly. He's kept to the plan so far, standing his ground, pushing the jab out with a little bit of meaning instead of just flicking it in distance. He's now throwing it, and if he does this, he'll have a lot of success, I think. But there's like Silk said, he just threw a jab to the body.
Left hook from Marco there. But it hasn't really.
Nice uppercut there from Congo.
Yeah.
He's
I see some red on his eye. Can you see it? He's cut.
Yeah, he's cut.
Marco.
Yeah. No, Congo.
No, Congo. Congo is cut over the right eye. It's not going to help him. Hopefully, he holds it together better than Zoo did, huh?
Well, I don't think Zoo did anything bad. He just didn't do anything exceptional after the cut.
It did bother him, didn't it, Silk? It did bother him. Just the logistics of whatever he was dealing with.
It did bother him, but I expected after like 2-3 rounds that you have to get over it. You just have to. You have to see your way around that. And I know it sounds impossible, but and especially I'm sure it's something new for him for the first time. But you have to adjust and adapt really big. And that's the thing about boxing. Boxing is the absolute biggest sport when it comes to adaptation. And you have to adapt in the moment, on the spot. The longer you don't adapt, the more apt you are to lose.
The right uppercut that Gary mentioned in the round, they just showed the slow-mo of that now. The nice
right beautiful, see?
I mean, it really was, wasn't it? He rolls out. Look at that, Gary. Silk.
Yeah.
That kind of he's got to get a little bit more proactive, this kid. He has the ability to give him trouble, but he's got to start putting shots together and believing in himself a little bit.
There's Fabio Wardley warming up in the dressing room.
Is that my guy or your guy?
It is my guy, not your guy. You want the Olympic kid that you've so been acquainted with since he was 12 and you've seen all his fights.
There's your guy.
You guys forced me to take that. Remember that?
No, you were like someone who'd grown up with him yesterday.
No, you
That's
guys.
your guy, Silk. Look, he looks good.
You guys forced the choice upon me, but
don't give me that now.
That's what you said. I said no. Let me at least look at it.
No.
You guys are up in arms. Oh, I can't have it like that. Your exact words.
Now Congo's giving a little bit of sting in his punches.
Yeah, it's only round 4. I get the feeling that Marco is in ascendance here, and I'm not sure how much of a factor the cut's going to be as yet, but.
You think he's ascending? Meaning you think he's on his way up? He's going to be doing better.
Yes, I do, and I think he's
going to start to impose himself.
Yes, I do.
I don't. I think if Congo can get a little bit of success, he may turn the tide here and start pushing Marco back with that beautiful jab and get a little bit more confidence. Because look, the more confidence he's getting, the better he's doing. And Marco looks a little frustrated right now.
Yeah, I mean, Marco's lacing him with the open gloves. I see that.
This kid just needs to start having a little more confidence, a little bit more offensive, and I think he'll do well.
See, if Congo could fight off the feints more, he can't. He's not fighting off the feints. He's dimensional, so then he's predictable. You know what I mean? You can't do that. In boxing, if you're unpredictable, you'll always do much better.
This Congo's got some nice moves, but he's a little bit low. Nice left uppercut.
Little flurry. That was nice.
He's got a lot of talent. It looks like he's got some natural talent. He's just got to use it. Trying to time the right hand then was almost right. He's just got to stay off them ropes, stick to the middle of the ring. Nice, solid jab, base. Get some feints.
What's sad?
Draw Marco on and then start counterpunching, but with authority. The beautiful shot.
See, Marco's got his chunks up quite high. That's true. So based on what you said about body shots, the commentaries reckon the ref might pull them down a bit. Oh, that's what yeah, that would be kind of nice. He's got him way above his belly button.
Yeah.
Some other people we know. See, he's giving ground and he's bleeding, so people are going to think this kid's doing more than what he is.
He's doing well. He's having his moments, certainly, and this is not typecast and written in stone. This, but I do feel he's starting to get walked down a little bit.
Well, I think
one good shot. If he lands one good shot, I think he could. It just needs a little more confidence. That's all. A little more confidence, and he's got some nice moves. He's catching him with some creative shots. Up long left uppercut, little short right uppercut.
He makes defensive moves.
He just needs to.
He makes defensive moves, and he should take advantage of the openings while they're there, and that's immediate. And sometimes when you make a defensive move and you're backing up simultaneously, you're too far away from the opening you created. So he has at some point when he makes that defensive move, he has to stand his ground, make the move, bam, and then move. He can't move and move. He can't do it at the same time because the timing isn't there.
Yeah.
What's Saj saying?
I like that he's not breathing too heavy.
Yeah, he's in good shape.
Look, you know, that's a telling point when he sits there hardly breathing. That's a nice sign.
I recall Chris Eubank Sr. used to wear his trunks very high in the ref call. That's true. I remember that. He used to wear them up like a barrel.
If anyone does.
It's like a barrel up there. He's a good jabs. He's going with that.
Nice jab there. Nice, yeah.
Really good.
Beautiful when he puts the shots together.
There's the right hand over the top from Marco.
This kid's talented. If he had a bit more confidence, he could. He's got a lot to work with.
Yeah. I mean, the guy coming in at him is predictable. Like he's one-dimensional. There's no layers to his boxing.
This is where corner work comes in. If he has a good corner man who knows him and can motivate him to come on, go and stand your ground, and this is where it can make a difference. You know what information is being given to him in the corner, and
referee Howard Foster is having a word with him now.
Well, the referee he's
what is he?
He's not so good. I don't like what he's doing with this fight. It's like you can get in control of this thing a lot earlier, but he's letting Marco get away with stuff that's emboldening him to do more, and that's why he's going to have a problem down the road.
You know what the most controversial thing this ref ever did?
What's that?
Stop the first Froch Groves fight when George, in most people's opinion, was absolutely fine and still pitching.
Oh wow, he's that referee, huh?
Yeah.
Well, and that was what? How many decades ago?
That was 2014, so I'll make it 1 decade ago.
Okay. Well, there would be decades if you put like an apostrophe before it.
Yeah.
I like this Congo. I think if he settles and starts to believe in himself, he could give Marco a lot of trouble. Yeah.
So guys, let me ask you.
Halfway through this 10-rounder now, and I think it will be interesting the way the judges are scoring it. This is one of those score fights which is rife for interpretation and disparity on the cards.
Well, let me ask you guys. When you look at these two fighters, what's the difference of them? What is it that prevents them from being, or do you think they can be world ranked? You look at them boxing right now. What's the difference between them and a world rated fighter?
I would say Congo is confidence, and I would say Marco doesn't have the world class ability. I think he's
Silk. As I've told you before, sometimes you apply your 80s value base. They will be world ranked. Certainly will have been at some point by one of the four bodies. Marco absolutely will have been world ranked. Should he be? No, not at all. But the trouble is, they will be today because that's how it goes.
No, what I think still means.
What are they rated? What are they rated? What are you saying?
Well, I don't pay attention to those fools of the sanctioning bodies, and I try to follow this passion and talk about current boxing, walking that fucking tightrope, which is the morass.
You said they're world ranked.
I think
I know. Listen, I read stuff, I hear stuff. I see they've won these sanctioning body belts that get you a ranking automatically. The Intercontinental, the silver.
What's he rated?
I don't know, but all I'm telling you is there's no way he will not have been world rated at some
point.
No,
but I think the question the question still asked was not so much the rating, but was what's stopping him becoming world class.
Well, yeah, but that's a harder thing to say in it nowadays because we've lost the integrity of what real world class is today. We're in this era. I didn't create this mess, but we are in it.
No, but you can say world rated. It doesn't make you world class. World class is world class.
But he said world rated. I'm just making.
I understand, but I think the bigger overriding what's stopping him being world class, and I think what's stopping Congo is a little bit more confidence and belief in himself. And I think with Marco, he's a little bit limited, a little one-dimensional.
But they would never have been world class in the 70s or 80s, would they? And they were never going to be, no matter what they did, no matter how much confidence. You could have hypnotized him by Paul McKenna, and neither of them would have been world class welterweights in the 1980s.
But I think that Congo, with the right approach, right training, is a classy looking fighter.
Yeah, he is, but
he's doing a lot better now. I told you he's going to get a little momentum. I told you what would happen, Ben. He's getting a little more confidence now, and it's going to give Marku problems.
It's going to be an interesting.
He's going to come into this fight. This kid, I'm telling you. Marku with his little dirty hole in his head, rubbing the cut. But I like this kid, Congo.
This is where we could do one of those unofficial scores to flash.
And what's cool about this? You feel like in watching these guys, that'll tell you who their personalities are as well. Like they are what they fight.
Most fighters are what they fight. Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he said it. He's long discussed it. I mean, sure.
I missed that. What did you say?
I think a lot of fighters fight the personality. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed it at length on this show. It's one of Silk's main things. I mean, and I agree. We all agree.
I think it's a point that should always be brought home because it's interesting for people to see. Like you can see, that's one of the interesting things I think about boxing is like you just see personalities. Right? Those guys that are just really clean and they'll win. You know, they'll show that heart, they'll do the courage, whatever it takes to win, but they'll always keep it clean, keep it classy at the same time. And then there's other guys that'll do anything on the side of legal to cheating in order to win.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, I mean, and you all know it, like sometimes you share the ring with someone and it's a tough fight. You want to be able to, like, 10 years down the road, shake the guy's hand and say, yeah, that was a great fight. And you know what I mean? Like, you want to be able to acknowledge your guys. He's like, he's a growth point.
You and I ran, Ken. Like you and I ran and you and Tommy, no doubt.
I tell you what, I tell you what, Mayweather is such a strong mental fighter, you know, and he gives no excuses. And when they talked about when he won a bronze or whatever at the Olympics, right? He said, I never won anything. I lost a bronze. That's why he said, you don't win a bronze. It means you got beat.
That's what Ben Whitaker said about his silver, you know, more or less.
But it's true. You don't win it, you lose it. So it's like I lost the gold to the bronze. So I love that he puts his standards so high, and it's a mental thing, and that's great strength of mind. A lot of people would be happy to get a bronze, but that's almost like
up right there.
Happy or lost, you know.
But there's one thing where you can really commend Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's his mental strength.
Incredible mind.
That's almost unparalleled. I mean, it's incredible.
And under pressure, you know.
I mean, I'll say a lot of things about the actual, like, you know what I mean? Maybe certain elements about his fight that I don't like or anything, but you could never say anything about him mentally,
incredible.
Physically when he gets up for the fight. Like he gives everyone the same level of respect. He'll give a guy that's never fought before he's getting in the ring with the same level of respect that he gives. You know, if he's fighting the greatest fighter around, he'll do everything he has to do.
And I think also, like Ray Leonard was underrated for the toughness of him. He was a tough kid.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Hagler fight. I mean, the Duran first fight. I mean, he had
oh man,
burns. He was, you know, his face was like a balloon. He never. And Floyd the same, tough.
Yeah.
People don't realize, you know, the mental toughness he had.
Yeah. I mean, that shot he ate against Mosley, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt he got hit. And if there was quit in him, he certainly would have quit. He could have quit then.
Back to the 0-2?
Back to the 0-2. What round is this?
It is the 7th. So it's an interesting. The pattern is still the same of Congo using a ring and landing nice little flurries. Some people call it pot shotting when you're throwing combinations on a move. And Marco is pressing forward, looking to bully him.
Pot shots are more one shot at a time. actually. Just
you know what? I've heard it in both contexts. Sometimes you're throwing a couple of shots here, 1-2, then 1-2 hook, and then move. But I know what you mean. Some people say single shots, like Floyd Mayweather will fight as a welterweight.
I don't understand how the man hits him twice in the back of the head, and the referee in round 8 or whatever this is still giving him a win. Yeah, okay, round 7. Look there he goes again. Why is that happening? The referee doesn't do anything. Has this guy fought before? Does he know what it feels like?
I don't believe he's boxed before, but he might have boxed amateur, maybe. I mean, maybe. He just did it twice there, the back of the head.
It's a horrible thing to do.
It's like it's the most sensitive part of.
There's the elbow in the face.
It's a pussy thing to do that. It's just
yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, and it's absolutely dangerous. It's
not cool whatsoever. Not cool whatsoever.
And for the referee not to acknowledge that, I mean, if I were the commission, I would be on these guys' ass.
I would. It's just wrong,
Yeah.
There's no mistake about it. It's completely intentional.
Well, you know what people think because it's not the face, and so it can't be hurting you because it's not cutting you, it's not bruising you. Look,
it's much more debilitated, isn't it? So
he's hitting him on the back of the brainstem. It's like it's just doesn't
and that soft tissue where there's no protection.
Exactly. Yes.
It's very bad, and no excuse for it. It's just completely a punk shot.
This is going to be controversial, I think this decision is going to be controversial.
Yeah, I think they're going to give it to Marku, but I think if you watched it, I think that the other kid's stealing rounds, but he's going backwards, and they're going to judge it and on the forward movement of Marku. But I think this kid's he's making him miss.
Yeah, look at that slip jab.
Shots making him miss again. He's doing some really nice work, this kid, but I don't know if they're going to give it to him. The base. Look at this.
I like that move, fellas. I like that move where you do the slip jab, where you put your head off the line, then you throw the right uppercut.
Yeah, this kid's got some really nice stuff. Look at this. Straight down the pipe and then making him miss. Look. He's very, very good. He's flashy moment.
Are you not on Fabio Wardley in the dressing room now?
I am now.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Get with the program, Silk.
Ellen agrees with Gary.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ellen. See,
in other news, Eleanor Rigby picked up the rice in a church where there'd been a wedding of some sort.
Don't you disrespect Ellen. She's my friend and she agrees with me, okay?
I'd never disrespect Ellen.
I have some friends.
I like the Beatles pair. The Beatles.
Michael got it.
Me and Ellen know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, this is round 8 now. Like I say, I think it's going to be controversial, fellas, because I'm not scoring this round by round, but Congo could be winning it in terms of.
I give Congo the last three rounds. I give him one of the early rounds. That's 4. Whoever wins this round,
there's the back of the head again, Gary.
Yeah, it's a joke. Come on, Congo.
He's complaining about it. Now he's getting a warning.
Look,
now he's getting a warning.
Look at that. That's a joke.
Why do you get a warning? That's crazy.
He's getting a point off. He's getting a point off.
Point.
Oh, okay. I'm behind you guys, by the way. So
that's a joke. That's a punk move. You ain't a tough guy.
We were talking about fashion earlier, Sarge. Sarge has asked what we think of the hula trunks that Wardley is wearing. Me and Silk were talking like that when at the top of the broadcast, actually, about shorts, weren't we? Trunks.
I didn't see the shorts.
Well, he was warming up in the dressing room.
He talked to Congo, did nothing wrong. Give a point taken away from this fucker.
Did he actually deduct that point, or did he just make a song?
He just warned him again. It's a joke.
Yeah, that's
warned. He did it 5 fucking times.
Look! Oh my god! Well, I'm behind you guys, so he just gave it to him twice in the back of the head.
You're way behind, Silk.
Yeah, he's taking points off him.
No, you're way
behind.
He
didn't take a point, Silk. He didn't take a point, right? He just warned him again.
Yeah, no, he took points.
It looked like it did. He made him go to the corner. Then
I hope so.
To people,
he went to the.
If he took a point, I think he loses this fight.
Yeah.
That might be the difference, Gary.
If it's fair, Ben.
If they're scoring it reasonably up to now.
If it's fair, because if it's not, it's a fucking joke again. This bullshit politics.
What's just happened here? Gumshoe come out. Yep. Black Gumshoe on the floor. taking it to the corner for Barry Smith to wash it.
Why'd
Presumably,
you say black gum shield?
because it's black, it's not white.
Oh, not black fighter, right?
No, I just said it's literally a black gum shield.
Okay.
I believe it's black gum shields matter just the same, you know.
I used to have a white one because I copied Alan Minter when I used to. He was my hero when I was young, and I used to have this beautiful white gum shield, so I bought one. So
aren't all gum shields white? I thought they were all white.
No, most of them were see-through, and I had to look at that at the back of the head again.
Yeah. He's getting another point deducted. This is going to be the difference. Marco's going to lose this fight now.
Another point. You deserve it. You fucking.
Listen, but so conversely, if you drop your mouth guard out your mouth, you can't stop the fight to say I want to pick it up. You know what I mean? Like it gets taken off. He's got
a whole lot of confidence now, Congo. Look at this.
He's beaten him the last 4 rounds, Ben. I told you, all he needs is a bit of confidence. This kid can fight.
Yeah, that was never in doubt. I've seen him fight a bunch of times before, but okay, took a left hook there. But Marco was calling him on there and letting him unload. I love this
kid. I really like his style. I like it. Just a little bit more confidence.
You've said that a few times, yeah.
No, but that's what it takes.
This would be one of them things. If you were Adam Smith, I'd say, how many more fucking times are you going to say he just needs a bit more confidence?
I'm sorry, Ben.
I have more respect for this ref now. The fact that he's taking points away again.
Me too.
From this guy. Okay, he could have done it earlier and probably would have saved himself a lot of,
He's starting to look frustrated now, Marco, and a little, not desperate, but not happy.
I don't think Congo. Congo can't be a puncher. He's definitely not a puncher.
He's not. He's not Silk. He's not.
Yeah, he'd just touch you up and everything.
How many rounds is this? 10?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to run out and get a coffee.
Okay.
Can you cover for me, Ben?
Yes, I'll just keep saying if only he had more confidence. He's not quite a nice
boxer.
Do
that in the last third of the round. Just say he needs more confidence.
He needs more confidence. I like him. Yeah, I've got it, Gary. I've got you down.
Okay.
All right.
That was a nice shot, right, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, it's not over for me yet. I'm still watching it. It's going on. How many more rounds you got? Huh?
You're still in the round. We were in the slow motion replay here.
Yeah, okay. So what was that? The 8th round? Was that the 8th round?
No, this is this is the 9th.
Okay, and it's a 10-rounder.
Yeah.
I think, I personally really feel that if Chris Congo just had a little bit more confidence, that he would, I think he'd excel. What do you think?
I like this kid. If he only had a bit more confidence.
But confidence, as we know, you get it through success. So
you do.
This guy, you know what I mean?
Jose Torres used to say that fighters, when they're tired and then they suddenly get a burst of energy, so it's not that they're not tired, they're just lacking confidence. Not that they're tired, they're lacking confidence. And when they get the burst of energy, it's when they're confident.
Yeah. Yes and no.
Yeah.
Fatigue is real. That's one thing. Fatigue is so real. It's about the realest thing the body will acknowledge.
Yeah.
Fatigue is everything. And if you can control that as a fighter, if you can push to the outer limits, man, and you can come into the fight and you don't get tired no matter what pace you're fighting at, you're going to be a successful fighter. If you can take a person to the point where they have to make a decision whether they want to go on based on their fatigue, because once you get tired, you don't even care about blocking punches anymore. Like you just let a person who's a known like 100% KO puncher, you let him load up on your face because you're tired and you can't afford. You don't even want to make the effort to get your hands up anymore. That's the wild thing about cardiovascular.
Okay, so Marco is still pressing the same old way as the last 8 rounds, and he's getting caught coming in sometimes, and he's roughing him up when he gets Congo to stand still. But I feel it does appear to have been 2 points deductions, although it was more clear on the second occasion. That could cost him dearly, certainly, in a fight which the judges are likely to differentiate. They're likely to differ anyway because it's just that kind of fight, you know?
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of fight where one judge could think one thing and another judge would think and likes another. He's
unloading there, Marco, with holding him with one hand and throwing right uppercuts with the other. Just then, there's a hook to the body, slips inside, or outside actually. That right hand, to be totally correct. 17 seconds left in this round on my thing. Complains Marco as he gets hit with a left hook. Then, not sure what his issue was. Looking confident now, Congo. Hands down, swagger. Springing his step. It looks like he's found that confidence, Silk.
Yeah, well, Gary leaves, confidence comes.
Okay, it'd be interesting last round. I think if you were in Marco's corner, certainly you tell him to go for broke. There's a nice right hand on the slow-mo landed by Chris Congo. They're going to show it to us again from another angle, I believe.
They caught him on the eye side of the face, that one?
Yeah. Measured him with the left hand and throws the straight right. Smiles at him, Marco, but I think he's getting beat on our card.
Smiling isn't a very effective offense.
No, it never has been. No, it's a good charm offensive maybe in another context, but not so good in the ring.
Is this my guy here or your guy?
He's your guy. Can you get that in your head and not ask again? Is that okay? That's your guy, the bald guy, yeah?
I thought the other guy was bald too. My guy sort of
No, the other guy has a hairline. The other guy has kind of like, very short, close cropped hair, but there's a hairline there. So that's your guy, Fraser Clarke. Just think Smoking Joe Fraser. That will see you through this tough times in this broadcast, Silk.
Yeah, well, you guys are always changing things.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Plus, I haven't seen the guy before, so.
Yeah. Well, he's your bronze medalist amateur pedigree guy that you hung your hat on.
You guys know. I didn't hang my hat on him. You guys made me hang my hat on him.
You delivered a small seminar on the whole virtues of amateur pedigree. It was actually, at one point, it was going to be like a national tour of the United States.
Okay. Well, I think this kid's cruising into a victory.
So do I. Exactly. And that's the perfect description, I think, cruising. Side to side. He's moving and boxing like a fighter who knows he's won. And he knows he's 2 minutes away from getting his hand held up.
Yeah.
Without the point deduction. Their scorecards will be interesting. We won't be able to hear them, I guess. But maybe they'll flash them up on the screen. For anyone who doesn't understand that, the watch-alongs get shut down if they hear the commentary because it's copyrighted.
Is that Gary getting a spanking?
I don't know. I can hear Desi in the background saying he's like a machine. Unbelievable, she just said.
And Rigor doesn't play bad. He doesn't play like,
We don't really. This is not really ideal. I've got to say. I want things to be a bit slicker and more professional. That's my problem.
No, I think. Hold on. I think I understand what she's saying. I've been to Bulgaria.
Okay. Well, she's talking English. That might help.
Wait. No, she isn't.
She's speaking English. Trust me.
No, she's not. No, not right now, she said. Gary, behave yourself.
What did I miss?
We were just listening to
Desi.
Yeah, Jesse. She was. Well, that's between you two.
No, she's watching the tennis.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Watching the tennis.
Right. Okay, we are in the last 15 seconds. We feel that Congo is cruising to a victory. It'll be.
I believe so. It'll be a disgusting.
He doesn't get it.
To get it.
And he's finishing like a guy, on top.
Oh, beautiful. Come on.
Yeah. That's a lovely leaping right. He knows he's won it.
Well, and
there's Barry in the ring.
I don't like when boxers put their hands up when they know they've lost.
Do you see them lifting Marco up though, hoisting him aloft?
Because it's all they think the judges are going to change the scorecard now because of it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Be humble and take the loss.
You know what? I have to say, in all honesty, I did that one time. I got my ass kicked, and at the end of 15, I put my hands up, and I couldn't. I was like, "Why did I do that?" And you know what it was? It was it was 15 rounds. I got my ass kicked. I put my hands up, and I knew I got my ass kicked, and I didn't know why I did. And I took my hands down, and I thought to myself, like, was it because I thought I should have won that I put my hands up? Like, I had no explanation. It was really strange.
That fits in very well with the Silk, I know. Complete denial. Like, he didn't. No, I won that. That didn't happen. Can we not talk about it? You said to the HBO or whoever it was.
Yeah, it was very strange. So if ever I watched the fight, I just kind of like, at that point, I kind of say to myself, "Oh, that's just ugly."
You said that you can't watch the fight.
When I see fighters doing it, I say the same.
I was making coffee, Ben, and I had an idea.
Go on.
I thought it might be quite nice. I thought for the few viewers we have, when we often talk about, we talk a lot about the psychology of stuff. It'd be interesting if at the end of the show we have 10 minutes talking about, they ask if there's any questions about certain mental things, what we go through during and after, and also preparing for fights, the mental aspect. Not us preaching, them asking, and we answer questions if they have any interest. Could be an interesting psychological thing at the end of every show.
Sure.
I think Silk has a lot of very interesting psychological, wealth.
Bruce.
We're waiting for this decision now.
See how Ben just poo-poos things when he doesn't like them?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just keeping going. I'm always being the anchor. And that's anchor, by the way, just in case the line is bad. But, I'm always being that guy holding it together like glue, like super glue, if you will. But I do think it's a good idea.
You're sniffing super glue, Ben.
Yeah.
They used to use mud before they used glue, right?
What did they use?
Here comes the decision. I like Marco's black bird he has on the back of his jacket. That's cool.
Look at Marco. He doesn't look like he won right now.
Not at all. Not at all.
No, he expects to win.
Is it unanimous? Is it majority? We don't know.
We don't know, but somebody can tell us because people who can hear what Casey is saying.
There you go.
Yes, he won it.
Won. He's got it. Yeah, there you go. Well done, Barry.
I think he was going to get it because he knew he was going to get robbed, but he deserved it. And look at that. And someone in the audience acknowledging, yes. There
we go. We got the scores there. 96, 94, 96, 92, 98, 92. Wide.
He ran away with it, yeah.
Yeah. WBA Intercontinental Champion. Okay. Yeah. So I guess we'll
Yay. I'm glad
the ratings at some point.
Say again?
I guess we'll see him come up into the ratings at some point.
That's the way it works. That's what those
and now, Ben, not to be a stereo again, but now he may get a little more confidence with that belt, and I think he will.
Yeah.
No, I think it will help.
I think so because one, he's not a puncher. What's his KO percentage?
Somebody would have to check that out for you if you want to know that, but it's not huge. I know it's not huge.
It can't be over like 40%. No way.
It might be over that, but it's not.
No, I don't think so. It can't be.
I think he's got potential to grow. I think probably, I don't know him. I'm not his trainer, but I think he's probably had a little bit of more mental than I think he's probably needs a little mental work to give him a little more strength, more belief in himself.
What's his name? Chris Congo?
Yeah, I think I won't mention the word confidence again, but I think he needs a little more belief in himself because I think he's a very talented kid.
What's Johnny Nelson saying? There's Chris Eubank Sr. You see at the side?
Yep. I wonder why he's there.
Why not?
Well, it doesn't normally just show up at these random fights.
He does to an extent. I think he does.
I don't.
He's got a 46% KO percentage.
That's not bad.
It's actually lower. It's lower this fight. It's lower since this fight because this fight went the distance.
Yeah, you're a mathematician now as well, huh? Yeah.
Well, that's easy math right there.
Yeah.
A takeaway is one of my major. I love taking away.
Yeah.
I'm going to put myself on mute so I can hear what they say, and then I won't defringe copyright.
Go on, and then you can tell us what they said. There's a bit of a there's a somebody signing off on Gary's idea. There's some support and endorsement for that.
So is he going to be able to remember everything that this guy says?
I don't know. We will soon find out. He doesn't have to remember everything. He could give us the essential tone or bullet points, couldn't he?
Yeah. Well, you're depending on an ex-boxer to do memory work. That's a lot.
Yeah, tell me about it. Wish I'd turned pro, I used to say. Not anymore.
Yeah, it's hell on the brain. So anyway, I mean, it was, sometimes again you see guys fight. You look at their personality, you look at their physicality, and you like it. You know what I mean? You're just like, you like to see that person just based on his physicality, the way he moves. It kind of speaks to you. You know what I mean? A person, I guess, his ability is basically what I'm saying.
So I've known Chris Congo on a nodding basis for a good 6 years now. He used to train with a friend of mine called Jim McDonnell, the one who fought Azuma Nelson and Brian Mitchell, Jimmy Mack.
Oh, yeah.
He used to be trained by Jim McDonnell. So I used to see him at the gym just up the road from here, from where I'm living now.
And that meant something to you? Do you care to elaborate?
Simply that he's always seemed like a cool guy, and I've known him to say hello to, from running into him in the gym over the years. Now he's working with another friend of mine called Barry Smith. Here's Barry McGuigan, by the way.
And Chris Eubanks, he's still got that same scarf he used to wear back in 1989.
Yeah, I want to know what they're saying now, Gary, at some point.
Yeah, he's not going to give us that.
Of course he will. There's McGuigan saying whatever he's saying. Gary will relay it to us, I'm sure.
He looks kind of dapper with the white hair. It works for him.
Ben, I told you there's a reason. He's there to announce Adam Azim Eubank Jr. with Barry McGuigan.
Adam Azim is fighting Eubank Jr., yeah?
Yeah. So they just announced it now. That's why Eubank showed up. He had a reason.
Oh, he's a light welterweight, Adam Azim.
He's fighting Eubank Jr.
That's for what? Because
just why do they see it? So
they have Eubanks and McGuigan talking about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you about. Give me a second.
Because Shane McGuigan trains Adam Azim, I believe.
Yeah. I remember sparring Eubanks many years ago.
Well, you sparred him.
Yeah.
You never mentioned that before.
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
Ben,
I absolutely did, but you
fighting Harlem Eubanks.
Exactly, not Chris Eubank. He was no way fighting Chris
What
Eubank.
Yeah. Harlem Eubanks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, so what? I'm almost.
What was the point? What did we miss?
He's fighting Harlem. Adam Azim, the European welterweight champion, is fighting Harlem Eubank, who is one of Chris's other sons. Here he is now.
Wow. Another son that's a boxer. I didn't know that. How is he compared to Chris?
He's not bad, but he's been in the shade of really has not got anything like the same level of attention, and he's been a bit of a late bloomer, I would say.
So this is Harlan on the right?
The light skin, yeah. The Asian kid is Adam Azim.
Wait, and that's Chris Eubank's the blood son
Yeah, he's his son.
from his second wife or first wife? Same wife as this brother.
What are you talking about?
Chris Eubanks. He has how many sons do he have fighting?
Chris, Harlan.
Yes, Chris Jr. Okay, Chris Jr. Right now,
Yeah.
this is Chris Jr.'s brother from the same mother.
I believe so, but no, I think it might be a different mother in actual fact. I think it.
Yeah, it's got to be a different mom.
Yeah, I believe it is a different mother. Yeah.
Okay, I just thought I'd had to make that clear for you.
Thank you. I'm very interested in. Perhaps we could do DNA testing, that kind of Jeremy Kyle style on this show.
What size feet does he have, Harlan Eubanks?
Well, that's an interesting question. I'm glad you asked me that, Gary. Now, in order to explain, I need to take you back a little while. Yeah. So he's dropping the European belt, says Doug Caulfield. Because the backstory, the subtext of this is that the Border Control and the European Boxing Union both mandated for Adam Azim to defend against Dalton Smith, Grant Smith's son, who boxed the other week, impressively. And Adam Azim doesn't want the fight, so they withdrew from that bidding. So I think he's going to drop the European belt rather than defend against a domestic rival. And he's going to fight Harlan Eubank instead.
Why doesn't he want the fight?
Why doesn't he want the Dalton Smith fight? Because I don't think his team fancy it. Right.
Have you seen Harlan Eubank fight before?
I have. Yeah, he didn't leave a huge impression on me. I think
he's very new to the game. He started very late. He's not had much of a, if any, amateur career.
Yeah, really.
I think he had an amateur career, Ben.
I think it might be threadbare. Yes,
I might be wrong, but I have a feeling he had no amateur career, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So anyway,
another Eubank called Seb Eubank as well.
He's a late comer, but I've seen him grow pretty quickly. But again, he's not had enough experience for us to see much. So
Eubank has a really dark son as well called Nathan Wilson, who I think is what he has very little relationship with, but he turned pro as well.
Oh, okay. So 3 kids from 3 different wives?
I don't know about 3 different wives, but I don't think he's been married that often. I only know that he's been married once, to be honest with you. That was that woman he called her Karen.
You don't have to be married to have a kid now, do you?
No, exactly. That's why. But you used the word wives. I didn't. I'm saying I think he's only had one wife. If you really want to get into that particular side of things, his whole relationship status.
No, but he was just asking, was he the father?
Yeah.
Not was he married?
Why would I want to get into all that stuff? Come on, Ben.
Was there a different woman?
He was talking about wives. That's all.
No, I wasn't. You were talking about wives. You said he was married.
He said, "Is it the same?"
I'm going to run this motherfucker back when we.
No, he said, "Is it the same wife?" And you said, "I think so." He's only been married once, and he said,
kept saying second wife, 3 different wives.
No, he said it was the same wife, and not meaning the same human being. And you said no, maybe because he's only had one wife. And then Silk said, "Well, you don't have to be a wife to be. It could be another woman."
No, he does the classic.
Gary, thank you. I wish Ben was as understanding as you.
Well, I'll give you understanding. I will run this back and I will screenshot it later, and I'll show you what you said at this mark.
Ben, you'll embarrass yourself because he said, "Is it the same wife?" And you said he's only had one wife, so I think so. And he said, "Well, no, it doesn't have to be the same woman."
Thank you.
It could be a different woman.
Thank you, Ben.
Talking.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not be pedantic, but I will be now, and I will get it for you. Okay, so
now we have the face-off of the 2 fighters, but of course we can't hear it for copyright reason.
Okay, which guy's my guy?
Don't ask that again, please. For fuck's sake, don't ask
that again. The one with the beard.
The one with the beard? But I can't see a beard because the thing is there's something in the way of it.
Yours is the guy who's got no hair. Fabio Wardley has close.
We both have no hair.
Fabio Wardley has close cropped hair. Fuck's sake.
Wardley that's the guy you want. Ooh.
We're on Wardley, me and Gary. You are with that guy, the smiling kind of guy. Looks a bit like an Easter egg.
How apropos. How apropos.
Yeah.
I said the Eubank family all had short amateur careers. When we say short amateur careers, how many fights are we talking?
Shoe size again, Gary. I don't know.
No, but I was asking Saj. I wasn't asking you.
Yeah.
It was a good question, actually, because what is a short career?
I would say anything under 40 fights is a short amateur career.
Well, mine was 38, but the first one was in 1981 and the last one was in 2004. So that wasn't short.
You give me an extremely low number on mine, Ben. I don't know where you got that number from. I had quite a few amateur fights.
What? Who's got an extremely low number on yours?
You want to give me a number? You said, look, you're like 30 or 2. I had a lot more fights than that.
I don't recall. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I had a lot. I thought since a baby till Collins, I had quite a lot of amateur fights.
What, about 80?
I don't know, but I had a lot. I was quite active for many years. I had about a good 6 years, like quite active. I don't know the number, to be honest. Harlan Eubanks is the nephew, Ben.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
The brother's wife, I guess.
Thank you, Ben.
His other son called Nathan Wilson, the one that he doesn't have a lot to do with. Dark kid.
Let's suck our teeth. Let's suck our teeth, Gary.
Ben.
It must be great.
Why is it on this podcast?
Hold you accountable for anything.
Why is it on this podcast? And we could look back. You could reel that tape, Ben, back. Why is on this podcast? There's been much laughter, and it's only been me and Silk, and you always watch us laugh and never laugh.
Well,
he's a naturally dour individual. You know what I mean?
I've never seen, like, when we laugh, it was so funny. I was crying laughing, and it's heartfelt. Some of my friends saw it and they were crying laughing watching me and you crying.
And they didn't even know what you were laughing about.
And no one knows, no one cares. We just joined in with the laughter. Ben was in the show right next to us, stoic, didn't even smile.
Stoic and dour.
Yeah,
and dour.
But the
and
thing
Ben,
is,
I wonder if you ever laughed.
I'm trying to think. There was
other than when you watch your amateur fights back.
Yeah, that's the only time. Well, you've got to be able to laugh at yourself, huh? But no, but it's not as if I'm a very serious individual, is it? It's not as if I'm not always cracking jokes, but I'm just not. I'm not. I'm probably a little bit of a
you crack dry jokes.
Deadpan. I'm deadpan.
You're deadpan. But I've never seen a hearty laugh.
I'm the straight man. We've got the gay pirate. You got the heartthrob.
No, saltine. The saltine.
No, because Ben is. I tell you what, Ben is. Ben's always very positive. When I meet him, he's always up, but he's never laughing loud, which is.
I will do that sometimes, but like you say, maybe I'm a little bit more deadpan, like you say. I think a lot of comedians are like that, right? Because they always I'm always cracking jokes, and I don't take things overly seriously, but I don't really laugh at those jokes. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we'll have a discussion about your psychological state of mind.
Tears of a clown and all that, huh?
Tears of a clown, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So who's coming on now, Ben? Being the anchor.
Fabio Wardley, the main event, the defending British heavyweight champion against Fraser Clarke. Huh?
The fight's now.
Yeah, that's it. We're just waiting for that main event now. We're waiting for the main event, and they're showing them highlight kind of montages.
So Wardley is getting higher. He's getting he's the favorite in the fight.
He is the favorite in the fight. Yes, interestingly, because I didn't expect that actually. I always saw him as an outsider because it's not on his promoter's show, and he's not the Olympian.
The basic consensus, Silk, is that Wardley. Question for Gary and Silk and Ben: what did you learn from a painless loss in boxing and in life? I learned. It made me appreciate the wins, and it. So at the time, I didn't feel it was a great. And this is the Eubanks fight, which is the only fight I lost. I still have a dispute with the Boxing Board of Control about a clash.
It was spurious. Your other loss was spurious.
Yeah, it was a clash of heads, and it was very clearly. And then the fight was stopped, and now they should have said clash of heads. You know, it was a. But anyway, it is what it is. But my loss was funny because I sat in the changing room of the fight afterwards, and I had a moment with my father, and it was priceless. So the loss I had gave me that moment with my father, which I wouldn't have changed the world. But it also made me appreciate all the victories because you know, I was so used to winning. I hadn't lost in many years, and it made me. It was like I got used to winning, and then I got lost, and it didn't give me a kick in the ass, but it made me. At a later date, I look back, and it was like, wow, you know, it made me also appreciate some of these guys who have lost a lot and turned their careers around and come, because it's a hard thing to lose and keep pushing.
Well,
I made myself have one more fight. I was getting ready to quit the game anyway, because not because of the love of boxing, but because of the politics. But I forced myself to have one more because I said I'm not going out on a loss. So I had one more fight, I won and retired. But it gave me a great sense of appreciation for the good nights. And it also not humbled me, but it also made me realize that you can't take winning for granted, meaning that you have to prepare extremely rigorously, else it's possible you do get beat. So it made me focus a lot more going forward on everything I did to make sure I ensure the win rather than take it for granted.
Yeah.
I hope that answers your question. Ben?
I lost. Obviously, I lost a few times, but I lost on my 14th birthday in the West of England semi-finals at Bournemouth, and my trainer thought I beat the kid, and everybody else, they thought I beat him. The other kid thought I beat him, and everybody in the venue said, "You were robbed, my boy." And I guess I didn't learn it immediately, but eventually I learned it's only somebody's opinion sometimes. I mean, I'm not trying to. I know it might seem a little bit of a dick move coming out with a fight that I should have won, but initially
it is someone's opinion, Ben, and you probably won. You know, that's the reality.
It was bitterly disappointing. And when they were saying to me, Ben, I was only 14, and when they say, in your own mind you won, that was no consolation to me at all on the night. I thought, that's no good, is it? Because I'm not going to the next round, and he is. And what difference does it make if I know I won? So it took quite a long time to marinate, but I eventually learned sometimes it's only somebody's opinion in that particular situation. Sometimes you lose fair and square, of course, and what does that teach you? I think you either learn that you just could never beat that guy, or else that you learn what you did wrong and what you need to do next time, right? I had rematches.
Having suffered a plethora of losses compared to Gary, of course, I would have to say, sometimes you don't really understand a loss until you've really got it in your rear view mirror, and you really don't understand what a loss means and what a loss is doing to you until it's done it. And then in retrospect, you could say, oh, well, losing is, you know what I mean? I can understand there's a characteristic side that does build a stronger character and all the rest of that kind of stuff. Sometimes we do that to ourselves to make ourselves feel a little bit better about things and whatever it is. I mean, it just goes so many ways. And it's really, when you lose, it's an extremely personal, individual thing. And everyone's going to go through something different depending on how they were raised and what their nature is. So you'll take, the outside influences, and you'll take an individual's nature, and those things clash when you lose. And then what you have that comes out from there, you have people that can either grow from their loss and can apply it to their daily lives to a good point, or you'll find people that'll become even more harder and bitter because of a loss. Because when people just hate to lose, and they think it's an assault on their very character if they lose. Whereas losing is extremely, we go through that every day in life, and we've kind of got to learn to accept it. So I know, I've had some pretty, to me, devastating losses to where I've reacted in ways emotionally I didn't think I would. And they've come from a number of reasons why. Yeah, I blame myself, and I think of other outstanding circumstances that didn't help me do it anyway. But I've always thought that ultimately it starts with me, it ends with me.
Yeah.
Legitimately, there are people in between that didn't help this issue either. There's
Yeah.
circumstances that happen that didn't help, but ultimately, it's what I make of it. So if they give me the win, they have to give me the loss. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly
like,
that.
Take it both. Like if you're taking it when it's good, you got to take it when it's bad as well.
Well, we're getting real close to the first bell now, but I guess that was probably as illuminating and interesting than any kind of small talk about the walk into the ring would have been, I reckon.
That's why I love that we have some great people who watch us, and because there's some really educated comments they make, and I think I like to involve them more because I think we've got some interesting people who watch our show.
We have a nice following, and you do know, don't you, boys, that we're still going to have that as we get bigger, but when we get bigger, when we really blow up, we're going to get loads of dickheads and we're going to get loads of idiots.
It's okay.
That's going to be the shame. When it value this one.
I enjoy the dickheads, and we'll make them understand that they are.
Oh,
dickheads.
we will. But
when did it switch from dickheads to from knobs to dickheads? Like,
well, that
I was
was
expecting to hear. I was expecting to hear knobs. I was expecting to hear knobs on this, not dickhead.
Well, no, they start off as a knob, and then they evolve to dickhead.
Yeah, it's like a kind of grading that you take.
You know, they work their way up to dickhead, and then at the end they get we just block them.
Knob ends.
Yeah.
If you do really well and you're really, for God forsaken, you become a bell end. But very few people actually make that grade.
Yeah, bell end. Yeah.
But, okay, we're getting close to this one. And there's your guy, Silk, in the grey shorts. All right, with big phrase on the trunks.
Yeah, my guy's 8-0. He could be a little bit more cardiovascular efficient. I could tell that right now. He's got a.
It's probably didn't go running. He probably listened to some fella with an eye patch who told him to do some skipping instead.
You got a thick. You got a
running Ben.
But he looks strong. He looks strong.
Well, listen, you're on the favorite horse. Really, it's just the biggest the difference here is you have the racehorse who may not have trained as well, and we have the lesser horse who works hard. I think so. I think yours has the better pedigree, and we have maybe the. But
Wardley doesn't look too cut either, does he?
I think he'll be ready. I think both will be ready. It's a bit of an ego fight. It's a domestic rivalry. It's who gets the bragging rights. And
see, Dylan White is his manager, by the way. You see that?
I think yes. I think we will have. I think
how many KOs does Wardley have?
Both guys will be ready.
Yeah, is Wardley spelled with 2 D's, like Waddle?
No.
Is that Waddle?
No, it's not 2 D's. No,
it's not. It's not that kind of Waddle.
Wardley.
Oh, Wardley. Is there R in there? I thought there were 2 D's.
Oh, for God's sake! I'd never imagined. So he said that I'm high. He says that I'm high maintenance or labour intensive.
And he knows you're the anchor, and he asks you.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, what kind of nickname is ITFC? Itufsk.
That's a football club, Ipswich Town, I believe.
It's what?
It's a football club, and I believe it's Ipswich Town.
So he's a big football fan, is he?
Yes, I believe so.
I hope he gets paid for that.
Mm-hmm. Right, boys.
He looks a little bit gelatinous around the midsection as well, wouldn't you say?
I love that description. I'm going to use that again. Too gelatinous for my liking. Sorry.
You have to worry about the gelatinous sorts,
Heaven forbid. Here we go. See what you make of this opening round.
Okay, let's see what's up. He looks like he's got long arms, though. Damn.
Which one?
Your guy, Wardley.
Yeah, Wardley. So Wardley and Clarke, okay? Yeah, he's starting with doubling up the jab, Wardley. He took a jab from Fraser Clarke there, though, early doors. And he's laying back from the jab there. Tries a double jab right hand, Clarke, which Wardley dips inside of.
What is that? What is that logo on the front? Is there bio on his shorts?
Are we talking about Fraser?
No, we're talking about my guy.
That's it. That's Fraser. Please get a handle on who you're rooting for, at least, please. Your guy's Fraser Clarke.
He keeps changing his name. His name wasn't Fraser when you started.
This is not good enough. I'm surprised that we've got as much credibility as we've got. Some people will say these three are fucking shambles. All right, your guy's the grey shorts. I don't know what the logo is, Silk, and I don't know why it matters. Quite honestly,
on the belt it says bag or something.
You want to know the strangest things, don't you? It's like sitting watching it with your girlfriend. Like, what's that say on his trunks?
Nice right hands by Big. My guy.
That's Big as well, by the way. Big phrase.
Okay, so they're measuring each other up, doing what heavyweights do. Although my guy Fraser's got a good left hand, sticking it in his face, keeping his hand high, which is dissuading your guy Wardley from throwing the overhand right or throwing the right. Sometimes just from having your hands in the area that a guy wants to hit you, that stops them from throwing punches. So it's kind of like a preemptive defense. That's kind of good.
He's trying to catch him with an overhand right so far, Wardley, in this opening round. He's trying to time over the left hand.
But that high left tells him, oh, he's not open for it. So he doesn't throw it so much. Maybe later on in the fight it starts to drop, but nope.
He's probably worked. He's probably planned on that in the gym and worked it in the gym. And right now he's throwing it just to see it. Sharp jab from Clarke, who is looking the sharper of the two very early on. And again with the jab. He's trying to lay back from the jab, Wardley, but he's taking it as often as not right now. Yeah. And already I see sign of no.
A bit of blood on the nose, it looks like.
I thought I saw that. Yeah, scary. A bit red. There's the overhand right again. He was more successful that time, Wardley. But I do believe there's a bit of first blood has been drawn.
Wardley doesn't look as bad as I thought he would look. He looks, composed. Looks like he
got caught then a little bit with an uppercut.
Yeah. At the end of the first round, I think Fraser Clarke won the first round.
Fraser Clarke first round, yeah, edged.
It's all going to be about his stamina, I think. That's what's going to determine this fight. That I could tell from the first round.
Whose stamina?
It's my guy, Fraser
Clarke.
Yeah.
So if he maintains his conditioning, he should win it, you think?
I believe so.
He's taken that jab full in the face early on, Wardley. Like he doesn't really know how to get in the way of it. And he took a right hand in the action that was just replayed on the slow-mo there. So it hasn't been slipping punches too well in the first round. Finding the range quickly, Fraser Clarke.
Yeah.
Ooh, that right hand was almost decapitation.
It always looks so bad. It always looks so crisp on the slow-mo, doesn't it? You think why didn't we see that more in the round? But in the slow-mo, it looks devastating.
Yeah. What the body is actually able to take and withstand, it's incredible sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you know what their official weights were going into this?
Yes, 266 Clarke, and I believe it was about 243 Wardley, I believe. Here comes Wardley. I was starting brightly in the second round. Starting brightly indeed. He's trying his luck early. He's starting to sling those guns. He's roll. I don't know if the corner told him to do that. It was his own idea. But he's sticking it on Fraser Clarke in this round two now. And now he's landing the overhand right. This is better from Wardley. I think he needs to be aggressive instead of tentative in some sort of jabbing contest with him or feinting contest.
I can kind of see the less experienced side of him when he's throwing that right hand and going wild. Those are moments that Wardley has to punch in between the punches. He needs to see in between, like when you have notes in music and in between the notes, you have to punctuate in between those notes. That's what he has to do with his punches. And I think he's going to chill him out too. I think this kid, your guys will have a burst of energy and get busy, but I think the consistent level of work.
Good right uppercut from Fraser Clarke. Okay, here comes Wardley. They're not hanging about here. They've started to exchange as early as the second round. Another good right uppercut from Fraser Clarke inside there.
Yeah.
And that jab, I think the jab is a bit longer than Wardley thinks it is.
I tell you what I like about this fight so far. A lot of heavyweight fights are very clingy and messy. They're actually boxing and trading, you know?
Yeah, they are. There's a right hook from Fraser Clarke.
You know, when I was talking about the amateur experience, this like he gets hit with clean uppercuts, but if he had been an amateur, he would have seen those kinds of things with an extensive amateur career, so he would have been able to get away from that kind of stuff. That's the benefit of a strong amateur background.
Uppercuts.
Well, the knowledge of what to do when punches come at you.
Oh,
but he's fair play. He's sticking it on Fraser Clarke though, like he thinks he's a stronger guy, even though he was outweighed by about 20 pounds at the weigh-in. He seems
weight has nothing to do.
Very
with it.
sloppy though. It looks like he can get caught in this.
It does, yeah. But
he just got caught with a right hand. Actually, he got caught exchanging a right hand at the same time.
Yeah,
and Wardley caught him real good, but he's getting wild now. And if Fraser can just slip some punches, he can get out of this and come back pretty good.
Good opening, like good beginning to a fight. It's
a really good fight.
Trading and allowing each other to punch rather than smother each other.
That uppercut is really getting.
Yeah, they're not hanging about, are they, Gary? They're not.
No, and I like that it's pretty clean work. It's clean work. You know, it's real. They're not holding on. They're risking. Both of them are risking to. They're giving each other distance to actually trade, and it's very good for a heavyweight fight for me.
Yeah,
pretty honest.
Someone's like Wardley doesn't think Clarke. He's not too worried about Clarke's power and thinks he can overwhelm him.
Right there, Wardley knocked the spit out of him with that overhand right.
He did. There's the uppercut though. Look at that. Look at the blood on the face in that particular camera angle. And he misses wildly with that right hand.
Yeah, that was the spit shot.
I like the fight though. Good fight.
So far, it is good.
Good fight for the fans for sure.
Yeah,
it is so far.
You know, respect to both because whoever wins, they both came to win. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
They both look equally as what's the word? They both have a lot of ambition. Both of them, you know, they both came to win.
And you'd expect that in any case, but
of course it should be. But we often don't get it. So
yeah, it's boxing.
Yeah,
but exactly. And there's subtext sometimes. But these two, this was a domestic grudge match. You both everything to gain from it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see a fight where they're both absolutely here to win, whereas normally it's an opponent and the A side and the opponent.
To be fair, that is the rest of the card more than the actual main event, hopefully, but not always.
Yeah, well, it just was a little bit different. Oh, the last fight we saw, wasn't it? Because the B side won.
One thing that I always see heavyweights do, and it's just they're always go to. They just don't spend time. They don't invest in body work. Like it's just so rare. It's just
how many body shot KOs?
Everyone's caught up in you're a heavyweight. All you need to do is hit him on the chin, and he's gone. You're 260 pounds. Hit him on the chin. Come on.
Well, I was just saying, how many highlight reel body shot KOs can you name in the heavyweight division in heavyweight history? Not many, right?
Yeah, very few.
Foreman, Cooney, Lyle.
Yeah. Body shots. Yeah, it's hard to. It's asking a lot. Ooh, nice right hand.
Doug says that his nose is cut badly. He said, "Is that really distracting as a boxer?"
Where is he cut? Is he cut on the nose?
Yeah, it's like on a bridge of the nose, perhaps.
It may be if he's broke it. It depends on his breathing, but.
Come on! But look at this though. He's fighting with the kind of urgency of a guy who thinks that he doesn't have 10 rounds in him because of his injury.
Yeah.
Now, like he's going for broke here.
Yeah, I don't think his nose is broken because he wouldn't be fighting with that kind of courage. Oh, that was a nice right hand by Big. My guy Wardley with his back on the ropes.
We have a fight in our hands. That's great, you know.
absolutely have a good fight. They're competitive, and it's going to come down to endurance. And
Who wants it more?
Yeah.
who wants it more? Who didn't do their road work?
It's not a Colin Jones, Donald Curry style cut on the nose, at least, huh? Remember that, Gary?
Ninth round both times. That was Milton McCrory, was it? Ninth round.
Yeah. No, that was
No,
Kirtland Lang.
Kirkland Lang both times, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about when Donald Curry went through him.
Yeah, with a big cut in the nose, I remember.
National
This
Exhibition.
is a tight fight. And Wardley, even considering he's a big guy, carrying a lot of weight, he seems to be handling this muscular fatigue wise. He seems to be carrying this very well.
So far, yeah, for sure.
Who's this gentleman on the right? He must be one of
Johnny
England's
Nelson, former WBO cruiserweight champion.
His name's Johnny who?
Johnny Nelson.
And he was cruiserweight champ.
He was another Brendan Ingle fight. Prince Nassim, the same camp. Very unorthodox.
He was a champion for a long time with WBO.
And hello. Who's this finest team right here?
That's Natasha Jonas, which shows me you're behind with the round started for us.
She's a very pretty girl.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She's got a Scouse accent, though. I don't hope that.
Wait, she's a fighter, right?
Lovely, though.
Yeah, she wouldn't appreciate this conversation. Like, oh, yeah, she's pretty. She's like, I'm a fighter. She chin bent.
She's a tough girl. If you sleep with her, you get pregnant.
Yeah. That's what you said about Angelina Jolie when we first interviewed you.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize we were getting stuck with you for life, but that's the way life goes.
Well, I just need more confidence.
Yeah.
So let's see what's happening. Oh, there was an attempt at a body shot, right hook to the body.
It's an interesting fight. It's very even.
As long as this guy keeps throwing the jab, and I think if he takes him deep, I don't know.
You mean Fraser, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
It's calmed down a bit in round 4. But Wardley looks like he's taking a more measured approach.
It's interesting. No one's really stamped their authority yet. It's like one punch away from,
Yeah.
Wardley's getting hit too often with the jab in particular.
Mm-hmm. And this is a comfortable pace for Wardley as well. I think this is something that he'd be able to handle.
You mean Clarke?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Your guy.
Yeah, come on. We should be over the fucking confusion on this now. That we should have nailed that bit at least.
Oh, he's down. Count him. What?
You must have got ahead now, Michael, because I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
No. What the hell's he watching?
You didn't see it. You guys need to be down. What are you talking about?
You must be way ahead. You were way behind when you saw Natasha Jonas, and now someone's been knocked down.
Ooh, nice right hand counter. I think his Olympic pedigree is really helping him here with those uppercuts on the inside and the right hand as he's coming in. As much as you guys said it wouldn't be an issue,
on your screen, how many seconds in the round
13,
left?
12, 11.
Yeah, same as me. Round 4. Where are you, Silk?
I don't know. I can't see the time on this one.
Okay, tell me when the bell rings.
The round's over.
The round's over for you guys.
Now you've got a commercial fight night.
No, not me. Oh, a nice right hand and a wicked left hook by my man Yard.
What round are you in?
Oh, and he's backing him.
What round are you in, Silk?
The bell just rang. The bell just rang.
Okay, so you're behind. There was no knockdown at all, was there, Gary?
No.
Of course, he was on the canvas.
Nobody was. Honestly, I don't know what you saw, Silka. Only in your...
Are you at the end of round 4?
You guys blinked simultaneously.
Are you on the end of round 4, Silk?
Sorry?
Was that the end of round 4 for you?
I don't know. It doesn't say the rounds on my phone.
Well, tell me what round comes on next.
It's a link Ben gave me. Okay, so So when it comes
Now
up,
what are you seeing? I'm seeing the ring from a distance.
Yeah, me too.
I'm seeing a commercial.
Now I'm seeing the slow-mo. This is
The
great. Isn't it?
uppercut.
I'm seeing a Mr. Big Stuff fight night.
And if somebody had been on the deck, they'd have showed a replay of that, surely.
Okay, this now.
Okay, now I'm seeing the ring.
You're
and I'm
behind us, Silk. You're behind.
Round 5 just started, Silk. Tell me when you see round 5.
Okay. It doesn't say what round it is, but
Because you know what you could do. What you could do, Silk, is just refresh the link
refresh
and catch up.
Refresh it and catch up. Yeah.
Just do it again, and you'll be back with us. Otherwise, we'll all be talking bollocks.
Yeah. Imagine that. But it's a mystery knockdown. I want to know that.
no, there was. If you take a look at this fight, there was an issue there. Okay. So I think they just exchanged jabs. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Wardley's on the left, right?
does it say 2:01? Yeah. 2 minutes.
It doesn't have a time thing on it.
Well, ours does.
Ours does. Just scroll down a bit. Maybe you've got not got.
No, it doesn't. Ben gave me the cheapo version.
I gave you the same one that Gary's got and I've got.
Mine's got 143, 141, 140.
We're on the bottom left or bottom right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He just had the kid in a headlock, right?
Yeah.
Not quite. Let's not say that because we're obviously not in the same bit of it. Just give it
over. Nice right hand, bud.
Yeah, he's got it exactly same time as me.
Yeah.
In a clinch now, right?
Yep.
Just been split up. Okay.
No, I'm at 118, 116.
I like where his hands are.
I'm on the same as you, Ben.
When he got both hands up, he's taking away the option. That kid won't punch when he has his hands up. The kid will punch when he has his hands down, but not when he has them up. Oh, nice body shot. That's a big
balls.
Yeah, he's looking a little bit.
Come on, his balls are not on his.
A little pressure now, isn't he, Wardley?
Yes. And Clarke looks good right now and confident. The magic word.
That's my word.
Yes, copyright Gary Stretch.
He does. Clarke looks quite solid, doesn't he?
He does. I think he's definitely comfortable.
Almost the right hand.
He ate a good right hand there.
Now, here comes Wardley banging away now.
Come on, move your head. Trouble. Move your head.
Trouble.
Move your head.
He's going to punch himself out.
Come on. Well, will he, though? It's the end of the round. He's only got 50. Oh, and he's down. That is a knockdown. Down goes Fraser.
I can't believe this crap.
You were slightly ahead of me then, Ben.
Down goes Fraser.
This one. Is this another victory for Gary?
Yeah, I think so. And me. How you feeling, Silk?
This is some garbage.
Hey.
He was taking a piss at me on Friday for being 11-7. He's on the verge of 11-6. Let's see.
You're almost the middleweight.
Look, he's left. It's Sugar and Stretch.
And now the 14-4, I think.
I think you will be, yeah. And I'll be 12-9.
Oh, there's the first right hand.
Let's see how Fraser recovers from this, Gary.
And let's see if Wardley ups the ante.
Yes. Here we go. There we go. Left hook as well.
Yeah.
And a right hook and a left hook. And once people start throwing that kind of drum roll, they've got somebody in trouble.
Yeah. He can see more than we can, Maybe see a little dullness in the eyes, you know what I mean?
Let's see how Fraser Clarke responds to that first crisis of his professional career.
Yeah, and see if Wardley takes advantage of it. This is a time Wardley can get caught, though. This is an interesting.
Yes. Yeah, the wounded tiger syndrome.
Yeah. And so.
And sometimes, if the guy isn't ready, you have to be able to read it. If he's not ready to be taken, then you need to be careful.
Yeah. And if you get a really advanced fighter like a Mayweather, they play as if they're hurt and let you come on and then take you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Big right hand from Wardley again. Long right hook landed there.
Yeah. But he's got to be careful of that uppercut. that Clarke just missed him with. It's a good fight, I tell you, a good, honest fight.
Yeah, good domestic heavyweight clash, top of the bill on a Sunday. Throwback.
People are getting their money's worth. It is a good fight. They all said it was going to be a cracker. And
He put the pressure on again, Wardley. He's looking confident, Wardley, now. He's looking a little gun-shy, Fraser Clarke, at this point in round 6 now. And again, that's a big right hand through the guard. And an uppercut lands from Wardley. Starting to tee off on Clarke again. Missed with the right hook.
oh,
Halfway through round 6.
Is this the 12-rounder?
Yes, yeah, indeed.
is there a title at stake, Ben?
British heavyweight title.
British, okay.
He's looking confident now, despite the blood on his nose, which he's had since the first round, Wardley. He's looking like he fancies it more. And now I see doubt in Fraser Clarke's eyes.
It's a funny thing, you know, our punch can change the whole dimension of a fight, yeah?
Yeah.
It's confidence. It's like your existence is on the line, so you tend to be a little bit more conservative at times.
And again, and again, and again. Here comes Wardley again. He's finding it hard to miss Clarke when
He heard him. He heard him with that right hand.
Yes. And it doesn't look like he thinks Fraser can hurt him, which I wouldn't want to bet on it, though.
No, and I think if he's going to get hurt, Wardley, it's going to be a right uppercut from Fraser.
The thing is,
he's barely missing him with it at the moment.
The thing is, Fraser's like he got hurt, so he's tired. That doesn't make any sense. It's like, dude, you need to that's the thing about what great fighters or competitive fighters can do. They can lift themselves up out of the doldrums. You know what I mean? As soon as they get their brain clear, they can lift themselves up. This guy stays down. You can't stay down in boxing. That's when you see those great comebacks. You know what I mean? When you saw those great rallies, Matthew Saad Muhammad, he'd get thumped like crazy for a round. You know what I mean? Like 2 minutes and 50 seconds of the round, he was getting murdered. And then the last 10 seconds, he's able to come like he could lift himself up out of it. That's an amazing thing.
You know who's like that today? Lee Wood is a little bit like that.
I've never heard of him.
You know, Nigel Benn was like that. You heard him. He was dangerous, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, when he got hurt. I mean, there's some great fighters who get extremely dangerous when they get hurt. And you think you go after them and then they knock you out, you know. Mm-hmm. But like Silk said, Clarke's looking a bit despondent rather than, you know, rallying back.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not coming back with much.
And I think it's all psychological. Like when you get that knockdown, you have to take that edge away from him immediately.
Yeah.
Or he goes in to hurt you and then hurt him, and then now it's back to even. But
exactly,
if you let them start to build momentum, which is
yeah. He's got to be able to lift himself up out of this. If he can't do that, he's an incomplete fighter, and that's just a mark that it'll be in him.
Well, it's not over yet as we enter round 7.
Well, this is British champion, so this will tell you based on how they deal of who's going down further. I mean, who's going up the ranks to the European World Title fights.
Well, Wardley is a whole lot more confident now.
Wardley's nailed him again there. The scorecard, it got 57-57 according to the viewers. That's just a poll of viewers.
I would say that I don't know how they got that score. I think Wardley, maybe. I don't know. I think Wardley's maybe slightly ahead, maybe a round ahead. But it's
like the only way you can really come up with something is by scoring it, but we're not going
to. Anyone's fight right now.
Yeah.
It's just that,
like Silk said, whoever's got the best condition, I think he's going to come into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the frame of mind. I just don't think Big is, Fraser. I just don't know what his mental makeup is like. From here, it doesn't look like it's as strong.
Well, this what I based it on. My prediction was more the mental toughness and the way they performed as a pro, regardless of amateur.
But boys, it's one shot away from getting that surge of confidence. You catch him, and then it changes.
Has he been low? He's hit him low, right? That's what he's getting recovery time, Wardley, for that low blow.
Was it low?
Yeah.
It must have been. Well, yeah, it might have been on the belt, Silk.
I
It
think
looked, in
it's
the ball, it looked in the balls, to be honest.
what? He took a point off for that? That's ridiculous.
It was definitely
It's the
accidental.
first
And it was,
time. First
That's
infringement.
the first time he did it, not even a
no,
warning. That's insane. That you know what that tells you? That tells you that's their house fighter. That's
Yeah.
who they want to
But
win.
no, he's not the house fighter.
Yeah, he
This
is.
is Fraser Clarke's promoter.
No, but I'm telling you, they're favoriting that kid in blue.
well,
That's
that ref's
right.
getting
Yeah,
fired.
Honestly,
That ref's not going to work for this promoter again, is he?
this is a boxer promotion, and Fraser Clarke is a boxer fighter. He is the house fighter.
So he's not getting hired next week.
Maybe not.
That was wrong the first, and it didn't look like it was intended.
Oh, beautiful right hand. I thought he buckled him there,
Yeah,
but nope.
but he's looking like the governor now, Wardley, most of the time.
You see, the
I
thing
told
is,
you that right uppercut, that right
Yeah.
hand of Clarke is dangerous.
He needs
Both
to
of
bank
them.
on it.
It's the counter right and the right uppercut.
Yeah.
the thing
think-
is, every single punch this guy throws is counterable, and Frazier's not countering him. Every single thing he does, every time he moves his hands away from his face, he's open to be hit. And
There's
And
another
then-
round over.
You got the dog on there now?
yeah, I had the dog.
You know
and
the way they do those idents of somebody training and hitting the bag in between, and they set for a product like Voltarol. Yeah,
what's Voltarol?
it's a painkiller. But you know, did you see the ident where they do that kind of thing where they have a boxing? That's the thing on boxing shows. They have a bit of boxing training montage for about 30 seconds, and it's selling a product. Yeah, it's called an
Yeah.
ident. Have you ever been the star of one of those, Gary?
No.
I have. Mitsubishi, 2007.
What was that experience like?
You was hitting the bag?
I'll show you the advert later. It
I'd
used to be
rather
on
not.
big fights.
So you had to pretend you're a thespian.
I had to pretend. No, I just had to pretend to be a boxer, if you will.
Oh, okay.
You just had to hit the bag, Ben?
Skipping, hitting the bag, looking like I was driving a car.
Oh, cool.
I'll hook you up with it later. You know.
Yeah. And this is
Learn something, Gary. Learn something
of
when
course.
you see this performance.
Yeah.
No, Ben had a good look. He had the six pack going on.
Yeah.
Nice right hand there, then glanced. Wardley seems to be putting a bit of pressure on him.
All
Yeah,
these,
he's
he's turning
trying
the
to
screw
get him
again. And he doesn't react well to it, Fraser Clarke,
Yeah,
ever.
yeah,
When Wardley
yeah.
sticks it on.
He's trying to make
Yeah.
him, definitely trying to make him
I
quit.
think it's a psychological game Wardley's playing now, trying to impose himself a little bit, and
So Ben, you said this guy did what in the Olympics?
He was a bronze medalist, Fraser Clarke. It must have been the Rio. What was the last Olympics? Was it Rio or was it Korea? Was it the Far East, the last Olympics? Remind me. fellas.
I think wasn't it Brazil?
I thought that was 2016, actually, to be fair. Or the last Olympics were 2021, weren't they? Because we lost them because of the pandemic, remember?
Yeah,
Wasn't it Japan and
Japan. I think it's Japan.
Korea or something? Or was it just Japan? Yeah. Well, he won it. Oh, that was a good right hand from Fraser Clarke there.
But
Started
you
to
can't
bite
follow
down.
up. You can't follow up because his psychological is not operating with his physical.
Well,
You can see everything about him is like labored now. All of, just from that knockdown alone.
he's landed another good right hand, although Wardley may have ridden that shot. I couldn't quite see the impact. It's a more even round, the 8th round. Oh, here we go, though. Here comes
Body
Wardley
shot.
with a body
nice
shot.
body shots, like Silk said earlier.
He just looks like he's got more grit and more self-belief, does he not?
Yeah.
well more want,
Yeah, he
More
wants
desire,
to get
hunger.
fired.
like if sometimes they forget what's at stake, you know what I mean? And he looks like he has to win it in his mind, you know.
Yeah,
And that's when the cornerman, they have to be responsible for that. They have to say the things that mean something to him that'll lift him up emotionally and put him back in the fight. They have to find that. That's what the whole trainer-fighter relationship is about.
You know what my trainer used to say to me, and it was a very general thing, but it used to stick.
Uh-huh.
He used to say like,
no pussy.
Leading up to the fight, and he just put this thing in my head: you've just got to be right for 1 hour of one night.
Yeah,
and that's the prep. Walking in it's about an hour of your life. You've just got to give me 1 hour. The rest doesn't matter. And I always remembered. And when I used to go to fights, I used to think, okay, this is the hour, and I used to just say, gotta just give it everything. In an hour, it'll all be finished.
Yeah, it'll all be over.
Turn around.
That's exactly what I do with fighters when I'm training them. I tell them, listen, you have a 24-hour day. I'm asking you for 1 hour out of 24 hours. Yeah. 23 hours to like whatever afterwards, or 22 hours to whatever. Come on now. You know what I mean?
And I like what Buddy McGirt said to Arturo Getty in the Ward fight, the first one as well, when he said, we can rest all day tomorrow, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. You how bad would it be to sit and think I could have done more, you know?
Yeah. Did you see that? That was really nice. I didn't see that originally when it happened. Your guy, Wardley, parried my guy's left hand and threw that right hand. It skinned off the top of his head, but it was a really nice move.
Okay, well, this is round 9. Has it got another chapter yet in this fight? Will there be another tide turn? Wardley starts off on top.
I think Wardley is really looking to stop him. He wants to get him out of here. And the big man might just be looking to survive.
I think Clarke still looks dangerous, still looks motivated.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I think you can get swings and roundabouts. He weathered the storm earlier. He may feel bad that he kind of repressed a little, and now maybe he may try a little harder now with a bit of guilt. Sometimes when you kind of have a few bad rounds, but you get through it, then it inspires you to do more. So it's all psychological, this fucking game.
I think the light's gone out. I don't know if he has to search for the punch. He has to make the punch that he wants happen, and he's not ready to do that. He's looking for a gift, and he's not looking for he's not making it happen.
That's a lot of blood on Wardley's nose now, huh?
But that's not going to do anything.
Backhanders that Wardley throws sometimes. He comes back with a shot with a backhand sometimes. Literally, like the other side.
Yeah, like a flick, just to keep you busy.
Yeah.
Like almost to blind you, like while he gets out of the way.
Yeah. You know who used to do that? Max Baer. A long time ago.
I think the nose could be an issue, Silk, if it's broke.
It's getting worse by the look of it anyway.
Yeah. I think that's a good right hand. I think if it was broke, he would be reacting more, like he'd be recoiling more when he gets hit.
I remember when I broke my nose in a fight, it did affect me because like every time you get hit on it, it's effective.
On the water.
Yeah, it's like I kept seeing it grow as the fight went on.
I broke 2 guys. He got caught with an uppercut.
Yeah, he did. Good spot. But he lands a right hand of his own.
Yep, and a good left uppercut too. He's winning this round.
I think so.
Hector Roca taught me how to turn that hand up when you're, pronate when you're throwing that uppercut. And the next 2 opponents I fought, when I started working with them, I broke their nose, like severely fractured their noses with just that on the inside, the matter of turning it up. And that's why I believe so. It's one of the reasons why I believe so much in being able to articulate the hands. And these guys don't do that. They try to club each other just one way. But that articulation, that gives you
much more
texture. It's funny that punch when you go up with the nose is one of the few punches that can kill you.
Yeah.
Well, they
get hit upwards on the nose because the bone goes into basically the skull.
Did Hector Roca ever fight?
He never fought. I believe he was a cyclist, Olympic level.
Yeah, okay.
but he worked with a lot of people, and he was always around the boxing. And I guess he took what he had learned, and he brought that into his teachings.
Unquestionably, some people can do it another way, can't they? Via another route. Some people can get the knowledge which works, and they can be that. They can be that person.
Yeah.
Experience.
I mean, look, if you learn something and then you teach it like it's gospel, I mean, that's kind of like how the world runs, right?
My old trainer, Tony Smart, he had St. Helens Star Boxing Club. He had 8 of the 12 Olympians in one gym, and he never trained. He never boxed in his life. He was the smartest trainer I've ever worked with in my life. He knew more about boxing than anyone.
Tony Smart, yeah.
Was that Lennox Lewis? Did you show with the cap with the
legendary coach? And he was genius. He used the way he talked about.
No, that wasn't Lennox Lewis, by the way. Sorry.
With the Ben cap.
No, that was Fraser Clarke's dad.
Okay, look at this. They've got it now. 85-85 still. The viewers' verdict.
I'd rather they gave us somebody who knows what they're talking about than the viewers, wouldn't you?
I would give it Clarke. I would give it a Wardley by about a round so far, but I've not kept count, but just off memory.
I mean, Wardley's just got more fire behind his punches. He's got more conviction when he's
But here comes Clarke, though. He's much more aggressive the last 2 rounds. And he lands another right hand there. What I'm not seeing at the moment is any evidence that Fraser Clarke can hurt Wardley as yet. He hasn't done so far, despite landing quite copiously. Whereas we know that Wardley can hurt Clarke. We've seen it.
I think this is going to be a psychological if Clarke.
This is a great fight, you know.
It's a great fight. If Clarke it's like a back and forth, isn't it? It could go either way.
Well, yeah.
It's one shot away from someone making the difference.
Yes.
That kind of fight.
He's calling the doctor with his nose.
This referee is like, he's driving me nuts already.
He's not happy with his nose. He might stop it, you know.
No, he ain't gonna stop it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's just giving him a breather. The doctor's gonna say, "Yeah, it's okay." What's a cut on the nose? It's not getting in his eyes. It's not stopping. He's not stopping him from breathing, and it's not getting in his eyes. Of course, he's gonna let the fight go.
I hope you're right, because I don't want to see it end like that.
Well, look, ding ding, there they go.
Yeah, but you've still got 2 rounds to go.
What do people expect when you get punched in the face? You're gonna bleed.
But he could have a very badly broke nose with a deep cut, and
Good shot, Fraser. Come on.
Every
time he thinks the chips are down, he turns it on.
Duck, dude.
There we go. Here comes Wardley. Here comes Wardley.
Ooh, there you go. You ducked. That helped.
Yeah. But he's looking desperately tired now as he leans over those ropes, Fraser Clarke.
Yeah, he does.
Time out, they say. Time out for what? The gum shield spat out again? Should get a warning for that twice. He did that to get some time. He was under pressure there. Maybe Wardley doesn't mind a bit of a breather too, though, at this point.
Yeah, he was expending a lot of energy. So
body language is not good. His body language is not good at all.
The psychology for Wardley is good that he's trying to. It's really an interesting fight. It's even though it's really one shot away from someone making the difference.
Ooh, nice. Good left uppercut. Like when you see a man hurt, where's the savagery? You know what I mean? That's gonna come out. A man is hurt, you gotta help him out. He's looking for a way out. Help him out.
He's looking a little bit doddery now, Wardley.
Yeah, I think he got hit on the nose again though, because he kind of turned away from the shot a minute ago.
Come on.
Oh, there you go. 3-2. And again, he's loading up.
Nice right hand.
Nice right hand, walk right onto it.
Yep.
From Clarke.
Come on, Clarke.
It's a real slugfest, huh?
There's an upper again from Clarke.
Yeah.
The jab.
Fair play though. This is value for money, and there goes.
Hey,
It
is a great fight for these guys.
Yeah, it's really great fight.
And it's in the balance.
Yeah.
Anyone could win it now. It all comes down to the desire and the condition now.
That's what I'm saying.
Who wants it the most?
We've still got 2 rounds to go. Classic British heavyweight title fight, though. restores your faith in that whole concept. There goes that gum shield. Tries to catch it.
He did get hit though, so I don't know if it was a. I mean, unless he's really good at faking, he did get hit to drop it. He
I
didn't
think
just.
your guy's eyes closing up a little bit. How painful is that tattoo on his head? It looks like China. Fine China. Wardley's corner man.
The cut man, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got tattoos on his skull. Dang.
Yeah.
Couldn't have felt good.
What's the? He's warned him for that backhand that I alluded to.
Yeah.
Stop doing it, he says.
Yeah, I know a few fighters that used to do that. They flick you off to keep distance.
Max Baird did it outrageously when he was beating up Max Schmeling.
Yeah.
Outrageous it was. Like Keystone Cops.
Yeah.
He told him to stop doing it again.
Why do you have to? Where's the point?
What is he doing? It's not illegal.
He throws a shot.
It's a backhand. He brings it like this.
What I mean,
It's something like that.
it's a glove and it's your arm and.
It's the back of the hand. You can't hit with that.
You got hit with the knuckles. Although it's a bit late to be learning the rules now, to be fair. Gary, whatever you did, if you got away with it.
No, but I don't see that the issue.
Come on. Put it on him. Ooh, drove that right hand in between the gloves.
It's a turning point right now.
It could be.
Could be.
Clarke, look hurtful. Here comes Wardley, though. Again.
Yeah, Wardley's got good bounce. See, he's got that
A lot of
fire.
heart, Wardley.
He's got the fire in him. The other
Definitely
kid,
broke his nose.
Oh, there you go.
I think he broke the skin on his nose. I don't know if he.
I think he broke his nose. It looks like it's really badly swollen and a cut.
The cut is coming from the outside. Not from
No, I think it's across the bridge.
Yeah, across the bridge. It's coming from the outside. Not
Yeah,
the
I think I broke mine with Gary Cooper, and it was a deep cut, and it was badly broken. And it does mess with you a little bit because the breathing, blood, you're swallowing blood. It's not ideal, but it's not a showstopper.
Gary Cooper was a good dancer too.
He was a good cowboy too. He was a famous actor, you know, Gary Cooper.
Yeah, he was a great dancer, right?
I fought a guy called Gary Cooper.
Yeah, he's very debonair.
Yeah.
Mine was not so much debonair. He was a very strong, tough gypsy.
Oh, really?
Traveler, and he used to chop wood like an old throwback fighter. He got a title fight late. He had not the greatest record, and he won it. And that was his first defense. I beat him, but he gave me a tough fight. I broke both hands in the fight.
Oh, here comes Clarke again. Sorry, here comes Wardley. Raining punches on Clarke. Raining punches on Clarke. But he's desperately tired himself. And there's the bell. It's going right down to the wire. 12th round of weights.
Who's winning? I think Wardley's winning.
Just about. It's going to be desperately close, Gary, and probably controversial as always.
I think
someone said
Wardley's winning by maybe a round. I think this last round, if someone had a very dominant round, it could swing it. But I think Wardley would have to really get beat up in this round to lose it. But I haven't done an accurate count. But
we know he'll probably have a 2-point round in there for the knockdown round, certainly. What about the point?
And then they took a point away from him too. Cheating.
From Clarke, right?
Yeah.
No, sorry, they didn't. They didn't. That was Marco, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I think this round will be important, but unless Wardley loses it badly, I think he's
don't rule out the draw, eh?
Possibly for the rematch.
Nah, they won't.
Douglas Caulfield has made a bold call there.
Wow. I think they'll both dig in deep not to get stopped unless someone gets really hit hard.
He is coming for it, though.
I mean, he is coming for the knockout, yeah. He's laying it all on the line. You like that about him. I mean, he's probably not burned out.
The viewers have Wardley 1 point up, Gary.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Since when did they give us the viewers instead of like someone like, like Baham McGuigan or somebody?
I don't know. How are they getting the viewers? Are they clicking a button?
Yeah, it must be. You know how it all works these days. Same way what we're doing, right?
Let your hands go, bro. Let your hands go.
Come on. See, Wardley is so far the first half of this round or the first minute of this round, he is the one who's acting like he wants to impress the judges.
Yeah, he wants it. And this kid, as soon as you punch twice and then clutch,
these are the moments when you look back at the fight when you say, if you're Clarke, you say, I should have done more, you know?
Yeah. You know, it's not even going to register with him, actually. You could tell.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Missed.
Momentum interrupted with that miss with the left hook.
That was a right uppercut swing.
Last gasp, Wardley. We're getting down into the final 75 seconds of this highly entertaining slugfest for the British Heavyweight Championship. He's done the backhand again, and Fraser Clarke's like, "Come on, you've warned him for it twice. You just did it again, mate."
He's trying to get the point.
So if you're real, take the point. If you're, you know what I mean. If you can't do it, you can't do it. I don't care if it's late in the fight or not. It doesn't matter. It's illegal. You got to take a point. Giving a man 3 warnings for something.
I think the ref missed it.
He didn't give him another warning, but basically Clarke was saying he just did it again. Where were you?
There you go. Come on, get on. Get on here.
Close on the scorecards. 30 seconds left.
Come on, suck it up.
Finish the strongest in the final 30 seconds.
Stop holding him. You don't hook his hands. Punch.
Both after the hold, I tell you.
Last 20. Let's go.
Uppercut. Nice right uppercut. I think he won this round, or at least he's gonna.
He may have done, and perhaps it'll be crucial, Michael. And again with the uppercut.
The right uppercut.
Get the body shots from Wardley, and he finishes with as much. There we go. That is the end of it. That is the end of it.
What a fight!
What happened? Well, he's sitting on the ropes there.
Yeah.
What's happening? He's gone. He's gone. Look at that. He can't get up. He's having to sit down. He stopped it. They stopped the fight.
No, they didn't.
No, it was at the end of the round.
The round, Ben.
Look at this. Look at the state that Fraser Clarke is in.
Ben, the fight was over. The bell rang.
That's what I thought. But look at the state of it.
The bell rang and he dropped at the end. I think he's just exhausted.
Yeah, he's just exhausted. He didn't stop the fight.
It just shows how exhausted he was in that round, huh?
Yeah.
Like I said, okay, so do you think he did road work?
Fraser Clarke.
Yeah.
You'd think he did because most of them do, but
So let's talk about it. Did he do road work, and do you think it helped him? Because
I don't know he did road work because I didn't train him.
Oh, stop it. You know he did road work because
you stop it, because what I'm saying to you is some fighters don't now. Some fighters listen to people like Victor Conte and you, and they don't do it.
Stop.
No, because I've got a position on this. I'm not telling you should or shouldn't run. I'm open to what you're saying. What I'm saying is I cannot tell you what road work Fraser Clarke did. Some of these guys don't do it now. Some of them are modern thinking, all right? And some of them, Devin Haney doesn't do it, okay? So you can't say he would have absolutely done it default. Probably did it, yes.
What do you think, Gary?
Let's see what the decision is.
I can't believe how you snap, Ben.
What does Haney do instead of road work?
I can't believe how the silk can make you snap. I think you might be a serial killer, Ben.
Yeah,
right. He's got this other side of it.
He's got another side. When you get him on just on the edge and then you cross him over and it snaps. Ben,
Because he likes to build narratives, and I'm really he builds castles on
No,
set.
Ben. It's not like
conversation, Ben.
it's not like I'm building a fantasy. It's not like I'm building a fantasy narrative. It's absolutely the truth. That's what you think. And then when I call you on it, you get upset.
You're not calling me on nothing. You're not. That's not what's happening.
I am. I absolutely am. This is the way.
What you're saying is, did he do road work? He most likely did, but I can't tell you he did because honestly, some fighters don't do a lot now, especially heavyweights. They say
But
no.
you know that he did. You know he's a conventional boxer and he did road work. Don't tell me he didn't.
I don't make assumptions when I don't know the facts. Honest to God, I do not do that.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I'm going to turn off the mute. I'm going to go on mute, and
It's a draw.
I'll tell you the scorecards.
It's a draw. We already see it. It's a draw.
Wow.
So that means we've never had that before on one of the ones we predicted on. So now that means we all just stay the same scores as we are.
No, we get a 1 beside it.
No, we don't.
Last draw.
It's a draw.
Yep, it's a draw. That's what. Thanks, Saj, for the early news.
Yeah. Well,
Saj Ali. And if the ref wouldn't have taken a point away from him earlier,
he didn't take a point from him.
what are you talking about?
You're talking about the Marku fight. You've got it mixed up. These are the kind of narratives I'm talking about, my friend. Yeah. Someone said have a bet on the draw. So I mean they usually do. Someone usually says it, but
Yeah, so that means he keeps his belts.
yeah, because Wardley was the defending champion. That's right. So there we have it.
Who's this guy with the leather jacket? He looks familiar.
Dylan White. I said he's his manager.
Oh, he's his manager?
Yeah.
His face is going to be unrecognizable tomorrow, that's for sure. He's going to be, when he wakes up, he'll need an ice bag for his head, everything. But he's happy now. And you know what's going to help him? Adrenaline's going to pull him through. No problem. He kept his belts. He's still in the running.
Gary's muted. Is it because have you muted yourself deliberately, Gary?
Yeah, he did.
No, I did I was looking at the commentary. This is a great show. I'm going to run because I've got to do a conference.
Okay.
All right. Nice talking to you.
We'll see you
Great.
next week.
And Ben, Zen.
Yeah.
Ben Zen. I like that.
Ben, breathe.
Ben Zen.
When Silk asks you a question, just breathe.
Yeah, but
I'm only asking him, why does he get so defensive?
it's not defensive. I'm going on the attack, mate.
He's very passionate about his views.
Yeah. Oh my Lord.
But the thing is, if you let Silk sneak things past, he'll be like, he'll say all manner of things. Like he did Roebuck. Look, this proves you should. I don't have a strong position on that. Maybe Roebuck is bogus.
You didn't react like you had a strong position.
Thank you.
What I wasn't having was his suggestion that proves him right because Wardley didn't have the greatest stamina. That was his entire case study.
I thought he asked you the question. Do you think he ran?
And I said, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. and then you got all up in arms. You were like,
you were saying stop. Of course he didn't. I said, no, you stop.
I'll leave you two to fight it out.
You're declaring war on the new world over here.
On the what world? The new world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
like King Henry.
Like I say, Devin Haney doesn't do road work at all. He didn't when he was a Victor Conte. Was advising him. He said he said if you want to be weaker and slower, then get out there and run every morning at 5 a.m.
I don't know if you're going to be weaker and slower, but
that's what he believed. So people said that was the other one. A sports scientist said a long time ago. I was reading this stuff 20 years ago. He said, if you want to be long and slow, then run long and slow. That was another one. Even Michael Spinks, when he got ready for Larry Holmes with Mackie Shieldstone, the kind of conditioning guru who was ahead of his time, I believe. He had him doing a lot of sprints and a lot of track work. You know, so it's not new to me. I'm not one of those traditionalists who can't see past it, Silk. I'm really not. But if you're going to try and pin that on Fraser Clarke, all I can tell you is I don't know how much running he does, but you know, he probably did do normal bog standard road work. The law of averages say you'll probably be right. But let's not run with it unless we know, right?
Well, I mean, sometimes assumptions are fair.
They are, but I honestly, I'm really not into them because I see so often, you know, how pedantic I am and how passionate I am about this, because I know all the holes in what people say, and so do you, because you've made a whole lifestyle and personhood out of not believing everything you're told and going with the regurgitated narrative. And I'm very wary of that too. We're the same like that. You won't have it. You're not having it. Even when they said, "Oh no, road work is vital for boxing," you're like, "Yes, because ... Tell me why." Yeah. I'm the same. Yeah. Even when you say like, "What's to stop being world rated?" I said, the trouble is they already are fucking world rated. I'm not. It's not pedantic. I cannot be particular enough about the reality of situations. I only really know boxing. Catch me on anything else, and I'm really laid back and chill because I don't know anything about anything else hardly.
Well, honestly, you do know your boxing. I'll give you that.
As do you, of course, obviously.
I should know some version of it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, say some of the guys like Dennis Rappaport, they're not having it at all, are they? He says, "Here you go. Yeah. You'll be saying oxygen not necessary for breathing soon." Him,
Montel Griffin, and there are a few other people in there, but they're willing to listen.
See, the thing with Montel is he won't listen. He wouldn't read anything as long as what you wrote today. That is a fault. That is a fault. Because he'll just be like, "It's just wordplay. I ain't gonna waste my time. I'm not reading that shit." But that's the lack of deep thinking capacity, shall we call it?
Yeah. No, that's true.
No pip, no mic.
And that's the end of it.
I wish I knew something about basketball.
People are going to believe what they want to believe. You know what I mean? That's all there is to it.
Exactly that.
What they want to be truth. And that makes up probably like 90% of the world, because very few are able to, even with evidence, are they able to like change their mind because they're comfortable where they're at.
Comfortable belief, like you say. And boxing has them like everything else, you know, like the old way.
You can't question it because it's a ritual. It's a ritual that they've been adhering to for a millennia. So you're not going to change anything, unfortunately.
Quite exactly that. But
the only thing that could change is time. It's the only thing.
But all right. Well, that was pretty cool. I mean, I feel a little chaotic, these watch-alongs, because we're on different speeds. But what do you want? If you do that's the thing. The girl that I see doing them, she's called October Red. I know lots of people do them, but I see her doing them. She's obviously the only person doing it, so it's easy because she's not trying to keep pace with anybody else on a stream or whether she's watching the official television broadcast or whatever. But people seem to like it anyway, so I guess we can run with it.
Yeah. Why not? I like it. It's fun. And being able to discuss things and go back and forth in real time, it's only going to get better.
Exactly.
As long as you don't get too sensitive, it's going to get better. All
right. Okay. So, guys, we're still here. We're talking like you're not here, and we're just backstage on our own here. But thanks for tuning in, guys. That was a good, entertaining domestic heavyweight scrap. I don't know how you feel about the draw. Anybody? I haven't scored it. Maybe I'll take a rewatch of it tomorrow, maybe, and give it a score, maybe. But thanks for watching, and good night.